Okay, are we doing ball pots then? Just let me know.
Cole told me he'd be back before single, like in the next 5 minutes.
Yeah, single board. Yeah.
Single board ball pots until the stream is off, because we won't be able to read it otherwise. Yeah, we know. Okay.
Should I give him a Miss Bly?
Well, I guess you
Start with a power. You can sit that
Not just America's card room, we're the world's card room. A place where everyone comes together to play the game we all love. We are all unique, all competitive, and all striving to be the best. But at the end of the day, through thick and thin, we are all in together.
Yeah, so, yeah, that's true.
Do you make 5? Top 5? I got first.
From the Lodge Poker Club in beautiful Round Rock, Texas, welcome to Poker Night at the Lodge. My name is Rick Epstein, along with my partner in crime tonight, Mike the Skull Reisman. Mike, you ready for some 5-5 Uncapped?
I am definitely ready, Rick. We have a action jam-packed lineup tonight. 5-5 Uncapped, big money on the table. Thousands and thousands of dollars will be swapping seats, and let's see who's going to be the big winner tonight.
We've got, just so everybody knows what the chip values are, the red chips are $5, the green chips are $25, the black chips are $100. Then we've got some purple chips every now and then. They'll be $500, and I see a yellow out there. I see a $1,000 chip. So we got a bunch of chips on the table and a great lineup. And Mike, we'll be going over, you know, so many of these players because you play with them nearly every day. And we've got the great Jones sitting in seat 4. We've got one guy who's out to dinner right now. He'll be back. He's in seat 2. What was his name in seat 2?
That is Texas Apache, or in seat 2 it will be Cole.
Cole, that's where he's from San Antonio, right? He's played before. And
yes.
So we've got a hand going right away, and seat 1 will make the raise look to be to 60. And see what happens here. Joe in seat 1 with King Queen suited, and he'll take down the first pot of the 5-5 Uncapped. The Lodge, located in Round Rock on exit 251, right off I-35, conveniently located. The largest poker club in the Austin area. And tonight's show, as always, is the presenting sponsor is America's Card Room. So if you like to play online, give America's Card Room a shot. And if you like to play live, we hope you would visit us here at the Lodge. A lot going on here tonight. A lot of cash tables, Mike.
Yeah, busy night going on. We got a bunch of 1-2 tables going on. There's a 1-3. We got a mixed game going on, mix of PLO and Big O. So Friday, Saturday night, any day of the week, the Lodge is the place to be if you want to play some cards.
So we got a couple of guys with close to 5,000 in chips. Most of the players are between 1,000 and 2,000. So this could get pretty intense, as it is an uncapped game. Players can buy in for whatever they want. And looks like another King-Queen suited. We'll raise it up. Again, my name is Rick Epstein, along with Mike the Skull Reisman. Mike is a cash game specialist. He plays in this game quite regularly here at the Lodge, but decided he doesn't want to make any money tonight, and he just wants to be a commentator.
You know, I helped put this game together. I'm familiar with all these players, and happy to be in the booth with you, Rick, and watch some of these players mix it up and make some big money.
Flop comes ace 10 jack, and
A
I
bunch
believe
of players have king queen here. Is that what I was looking at? Pre?
I think I saw king queen suited in the 3-seat. The gentleman who looks like an Ewok from Star Wars tonight, dressed up with his hoodie, and he's going to make it 65. I believe he has king queen of spades, if I'm not mistaken. The card reader's going to be we're going to get it up and running in just the first few hands. You will notice that sometimes we won't see the cards, but after that it should be very good. We are running on a slight delay, maybe 15 to 20 minute delay here at the lodge. And we've got a raise by Joan. She's going to pump it up. Looks to be a 275 is the bet.
Yeah, Joan likes the fast player card. She's not a big slow player. So when Joan kind of announces a raise, and a hefty raise at that to 275, she definitely means business here. So Texas Apache in the tank with the hood on, with the glasses. You have no idea who this man is. Even if you knew who he was, you would have to second guess yourself. But he's in the tank here, and I believe both these players have king queen here, but I could be mistaken here. But Texas Apache reaching for chips doesn't look to be folding. And if you have king queen on a board like this, there's really no need to be raising after your opponent shows the aggression with the raise there. You have the stone cold nuts, so you might as well let them fire out here. Let's see what happens. 4 of clubs on the turn.
Big blank there.
And if I'm Texas Apache, I'm checking, and if Jones probably might be even ripping it all in here if there's a check from Texas Apache.
Joan is just a delightful lady. Plays at the lodge 3-4 times a week.
Shout out to Phil
She's going to
Probert.
go all in.
We got Phil Probert in the chat here. He's one of the buddies of mine, so we appreciate you in the chat here watching some late night poker. A newlywed at that, so congratulations, Phil Probert here watching some late night poker.
Saturday night newlywed? What are you doing?
He got.
I'm just kidding.
My buddy Phil got married last week via a Zoom wedding.
Oh my! His wife was on Zoom.
They were both on Zoom, and I was watching them getting.
So they were separated on Zoom.
No, they were together. They were together.
I was going. That's a new one.
They were together, and their guests
were
just watching
All
from near and far, from England, Australia, Texas, California, New York, all over the place, and they were able to tie the knot.
So ace 10 jack 4. And
so just as we suspected here, Joan rips it in here. And I guess both of them did not have king queen, because if Texas Apache had king queen in there, there'd be no need to tank. He'd snap that off.
And Joan will take down a nice little pot. Joan, like we said, she plays here quite often. And you play with her a lot.
Yeah.
What would you say her style is, Mike?
As I was saying, Joan's not one to slow play her cards there, so when Joan announced a raise, she's relatively strong. She doesn't usually raise a lot pre-flop. She kind of goes with her feeling. She's a feeling type player. So if Joan's feeling it, she's putting the chips in, but definitely when she has the goods there, she's also willing to put the chips in. Joan is not scared of anybody.
Jake is sitting in the 5 seat. Good guy, Jake. Corey in the 9. And Coach Corey's going to raise it up, $30.
Yep, ace 10 off there. I like the raise. Open the action there. We're playing very deep stack here, so you want to get the chips in a little early.
He gets one collar, and Coach will come along. 3 players to the flop. A lot of players with a 5 in their hand. Flop comes Jack, 6, Ace, all hearts, and Corey and Cy both with a heart.
Yeah, I suspect Corey would kind of go a little small on this, maybe around $40.
He can make it 65 and take down the pot.
That's good enough.
Corey, a very, very good player. Does a lot of different things. Very well-rounded young man. I'll say young because he's just a little bit younger than me. Phil Probert, I'm sorry. I was just joking. Congratulations on your wedding. I was just joking about the Zoom and the groom and the bride being on a Zoom call. But you know what? In this day and age, who knows what could happen?
No, it was something pretty new and something pretty cool all at the same time. So
Yeah, I was, any type of weddings and funerals especially, if you die in this time and no one can come to your funeral, Skull, not only would it suck to die, but it would also doubly suck that no one could come to your funeral.
yeah, it's definitely rough times out there. I know actually a couple of close friends had some close relatives pass away due to the virus. So it's trying to stay safe here. Everyone here at the lodge is wearing masks. It's mandated. You get your temperature checked when you walk in here. So I know we're playing cards. We're relatively close, but we're doing our best to stay safe as well. And everybody out there, we hope you're doing the same and hope all's well with you and your family.
Here comes the flop. 4, 3, 4. And if you want to participate in this type of live stream, on the bottom of the screen will be how to get in touch with Skull Mike. We've created your own email address, 8 of clubs on the turn. Tonight we play 5-5 uncapped. We'll have Big O this week. We'll have, we've had 1-2 hold'em. We'll put anything on the live stream. If you want to play, we'll get a game going.
Yeah, we're trying to mix it up, get all different types of ranges and stakes on the stream game. Tonight we're going big. This is our biggest cash game so far on the stream, and I'm digging it. I like the high stakes. I like all these players at the table, and I hope you at home are enjoying this live poker action on Saturday night, December 5th.
We've got a couple viewers from the Oklahoma City area watching. My brother John, who's a poker player. He plays at several casinos up in Oklahoma. 6 of spades on the river. And again, we'll start seeing the whole cards here probably next couple hands. First few hands we'll get through, and you'll start to see these whole cam. This is an RFID table, so folks, each player has a little disc sensor in front of them. You see the little circular chip on the felt itself, and that's where the players will rub their cards over. And seat 2 shows up. Looks like he had a quick dinner.
A little late to the party there, Cole, but he's coming in here large and in charge with 5K, so he's coming here ready to play.
And Joan is asking for her $50, and she got it.
Joan and Cole played some 1-3 about a week ago, and we had a bounty on a certain player at the table. And Joan stacked that player, and Cole was short on funds at the time, so Cole was in the hole in debt to Joan for about $50. Now that debt is paid, and all is well in the world.
Paid in full, and I love how you put a bounty on a player. The player doesn't know it. It's kind of like when I first started playing poker and the whole poker game would stop when I went to the restroom. When I came back, they started playing again, and I wondered why. Sometimes you are the windshield, and sometimes you're the bug at a poker table.
Joan's got a fan in the chat there. Phil Probert is digging Joan, and rightfully so.
She can play poker.
Comes large and in charge. She's always got that nice attire on, always looking fresh. So let's get these boys, Joan. Let's stack them good.
Jake in his Sunday best shirt.
Oh, Philip Nathan in the chat. He's also from Toronto. We miss you here at the lodge, Philip. It's only Phil. I guess if your name's Phil, you're allowed in the chat. But Phil used to play here a lot at the lodge and then had to move to Canada. But he likes to troll Cy, and so do I. So, this is
set of nines for Jake.
Set of nines for Jake here. Top pair for Texas Apache. We could have fireworks. Texas Apache checks it over to Jake.
Jake makes a little $85 bet into.
I like the bet there. I like the bet there by Jake. He could be repping an ace. Texas Apache with kind of a middling ace, not that much of a kicker, so he could be alarmed. Maybe probably putting Jake on a bigger ace, even an ace with an 8, ace 9, ace 9. Ace 8, ace 9 hasn't beat here, so Texas Apache taking his time here, trying to decipher what Jake is holding here, but little does he know that Jake hasn't crushed, and he's only drawing to 7% equity.
No way he's folding. He's going to make the call with an ace, thinking he might be good here. We'll go to the turn.
Definitely got to make the call here, and really bad news for Texas Apache. Now if Jake is holding an ace queen, ace king, ace jack, ace 10, he's got him crushed.
To a one-outer, Mike. He doesn't know it. He thinks he just smash the lead there.
I like to see Jake, play this aggressive. Jake sometimes takes his foot off the gas there when the board gets a little wet, maybe putting on his opponent on a Jack 10 type of hand for the straight. But he's got second best set here, and I like the bet that he's firing out here to 240. So
240, Jake.
This could get expensive for Texas Apache. Texas Apache doesn't like to fold, and I don't suspect that he's going to lay this hand down right now. He might even fire in a raise here, so this pot's definitely going to get juicy. I
think he's going to raise here. He just hit 2 pair. He's reaching for a bunch of chips, although 240 is the bet.
It looks to be carving out calling chips, if I had to guess. It's got about 1.8 effective. Texas Apache likes to take his time.
Here comes, that's more than 240, Mike.
Yeah, no longer calling chips. We are doing a min click raise here. And now the alarm bells are going off a little bit in Jake's mind here. Like, what would you be raising me with? The Jack 10 gets there.
He's going to have to make it 480 at least, and that's what the bet is going to be.
Got to make this call if you're in Jake's spot here and see what your opponent does on the river. I imagine when Jake flats this here, his opponent is going to rip that river, and that's even going to put Jake in a tougher spot here. Let's see what Jake decides to do. You see we've got hearts out there as well. Pretty wet board there for the straight, possibly with a 10. An ace-10 type of hand would be open-ended here, maybe doing this. But still, with a hand as strong as 9s here, definitely can't fold.
Jake's thinking about Vegas and the Mirage right now.
I don't think he is. I don't think he is, Rick.
Really?
I know.
This is why you play at the high stakes and I play at 1-2.
I don't think he is. He's a little alarmed there with that little min click. The min click raise is usually pretty strong. You still have you're not folding for sure.
Right.
You're not 100% certain that you have the best hand. You're pretty certain. Really, only the straight is the only hand that's beating him.
If you're afraid of the dog, it will bite you. Yeah. Put it in there. And he goes all in. I love the play by Jake. Of course, I can see the cards.
I like it.
And there's no snap call by Apache, so Jake's loving that.
I like it, yeah. Any concern of him having the straight now is eliminated. And now Jake is thinking of the Mirage.
Yes.
And Vegas and the Aria Fountains and Bellagio and a steak, a nice little warm steak. He's feeling good. And Apache doesn't like to fold. After he even juices it up to 500 here, it's really not that much more to call. I believe Texas Apache will be putting in the chips, and he's going to have to be drawing to an ace if he wants to survive.
A single remaining ace is his only lifeline.
Yeah.
He doesn't know that, but wow. Jake just has to love the non-snap call because he was worried about a straight there. Or, he could put him on heart draw, but definitely not two. I mean, 2 pairs is a pretty solid hand for Texas Apache. I don't see how he's going to get away from this.
It's definitely going to be difficult, and I don't think he's going to be able to get away from it. So we're just moments away from Jake doubling.
Especially the way it was played by Jake. Jake could easily have ace-king in this scenario. We'll see with Texas Apache, the first major hand of the night, and we've got 16 people watching. Phil Probert says Texas Apache is going big on this turn. We'll see.
Well, he did go big, and then Jake went even a little bit bigger.
Zach Rubenfeld, shout out to Mike all day.
Zach Rubenfeld in the house, another one of my homies from growing up.
Did he go to Hebrew school with you?
He definitely did. Shout out to Plainview, New York, right there.
Here we go. We got our first huge bet. Jake Stein, one of the great players here at the Lodge, one of your good buddies and my good buddy.
And there
he's going to make the call.
So we're drawing a 1-out, Texas Apache. Let's see if they decide to make a deal, maybe go once or twice, or just go one for all the marbles.
Jake shows his set.
It looks like they're just going once.
3, and that'll do it.
That'll do it.
Jake is going to double up, and he hands $20 tip to Frank. Those silver chips are tip chips here at the Lodge. You can't take any money off the table. So they have special chips. The silver ones are $1, and the pumpkin ones right next to the silver ones in Jake's stack are $5 tip chips, and he just hands over a stack of tip to Frank as he's going to win a monster pot here, doubling up 1 hour into, less than 1 hour into, 1 orbit into our 5-5 uncapped.
Yeah, and I appreciate you kind of laying that out there with the silver chips. I know we got some people in the chat here watching that are not familiar with Texas poker. So you cannot be tipping out of your chip stack here. That's kind of the law in Texas. So the silver, as you mentioned, are tip chips. And rightfully so, Jake tips Frank. Monster hand there, full double up, and Jake's off to a strong start here as we kick off our 5-5 uncapped game.
Checks here, please. Table 11.
Flopping sets. It kind of makes the game a little easier when you start flopping sets.
Yeah.
And Jake is, it's good in a game like this, Mike, where there's going to be a lot of chips flying out. To get a big stack early puts you at ease, lets you play in a few more hands that you normally might not have gotten in at. It's a chance for a huge night.
Yeah, absolutely. Settle in a little bit, calms the nerves. You're already up a full buy-in. You know, you can start making moves in certain spots where, you know, some people like to play a little bit tighter when they're first starting out and they're a little bit hesitant. But now, you know, Jake can put his foot on the gas a little bit and try to make this, as you said, a really, really big night. And that's every poker player's dream, right? You want to go home with all the money, stack every single person at the table. Rarely ever happens, but he's off to a strong start, and anything can happen here at Poker Night at the Lodge.
We've got a lot of people in Joan's corner right now. Joan has a fan base.
Team Joan.
And she does have a fan club, www.joan.com. $15 gets you a T-shirt and a membership card. And she's going to make the call at 30.
Joan, I would prefer, Joan rarely likes to raise big pre-flop. So ace-king here, monster hand, right? Usually you'd see a nice little 3-bet raise, but she's going to play it slow here and invite other people into the pot. And it's going to be a little bit harder for ace-king to beat 5-6 different players as opposed to raising, maybe isolating, going, you know, heads up or 3-way here. So everybody's involved in this pot.
We've got Scotland. Scotland puts a couple black chips in the pot.
Team Scotland, Scotland's finest there. Another one of my buddies. He kind of dropped a little birdie told me from the Scotland camp that he says, I don't care what they have, quote, but I'm raising them. So
Nice.
Scotland's coming in here to party.
He's coming in hot. And look at Joan. Joan's got ace-king suited. She just flat called the 30.
So she's not one big to be raising pre, but she will not be folding this hand to some aggression. So she'll definitely see a flop, and she's got Scotland crushed and dominated. So there's not that many more aces out there to jam the, you know, spike this flop here. But let's see, do we get one? We do not.
Queen, queen, 4.
So I imagine Joan will check here, and Scotland's going to fire out a C-bet, and that will probably do it for Joan in this hand. She's only got 8. She got a little bit more than 855 behind. She's got closer to about, you know, 1400. So graphics are a little off there, but that's okay here. But as we mentioned here, Joan checks. Scotland fires out a $125, and Joan's a little bit in the blunder here. I think she's not looking to fold yet, so I like it.
She calls a buck and a squirt bet. 125 more into the pot. 785 is starting to bloat up there. 8 of spades on the turn.
Let's see if Scotland goes for the double barrel. I know Joan's going to check this one again over to Scotland, and will he empty the clip again for a second shot? Let's see how frisky we want to get. He's still reaching for a large, carving out 100, 200, 300, maybe 375. It looks like. No, let's add a little red check.
Add a little rain.
Cherry on top. Maybe he's at 385.
And that's going to do it. He's going to take it down.
355.
2 barrels. And Mike, let me ask you something. In a game like this, where it's live stream, and you know, how do the players play any differently when they know that there could be millions out there critiquing their action, or in our case, 10s or 20s?
We'll get to millions and millions.
We will. We're building this. We provide a quality, entertaining program. But do you play different when you're a live stream?
Especially some people that are not used to playing on the stream on a regular basis. It's definitely in the back of your mind. You know that your opponents or other people could be watching this at a later date, or kind of seeing what your ranges are a little bit, or you know, you just don't want to get bluffed out there, so you might be calling a little bit lighter. You also might be playing a little tighter. Depends on the person, the player, but it's definitely in the back of your mind when you're playing on the featured table.
Joan calls with Jack 9. Jake, Queen 9, will make the fold, and he's going to enjoy his chips that he just got from Texas Apache. And there's the raise to 85 from Cy. And back over to Scotland, who just had a double barrel bluff into Joan with some success, and he's got some chips. He's going to raise it up and say, let's make it 280 now.
Yeah, Scotland definitely with a strong hand on the button in position. No reason not to fire that up, so I like the raise again. Let's see if Cy decides to come along.
Cy with about 5,000.
I feel like Cy might
chips.
be the only one to entertain this raise. We'll see what happens. He does.
And we'll go to the flop. Heads up. Cy versus Scotland. Flop comes 6-4-5 and a open-ender for Cy.
That's one of the best. If you're not flopping a set with sevens, that's the second best thing when you flop a 4-5-6 board there. You'd like to have a club in your hand, but you're still pretty satisfied with the sevens here. Imagine a C-bet might be coming. Good check back there by Scotland. So no C-bet. We're going to take a turn. Now Cy's got to fire out a bet here.
Deuce of diamonds.
I'd like to see Cy go with something along the lines of 350.
Cy is taking some chips.
Looks to be
Reaching for
going-
some blacks.
Looks to be going 350 on the head there. So
Wow.
bingo.
Good call on that
Bingo,
bet.
bango. Cy, I'm in your head. I know exactly what you're doing. Boom. 350 takes it down.
Cy will throw Frank a copper or a gold tip chip worth $2. So the silver $1, copper or $2, and the pumpkin $5. When you see them throw it towards Frank, Frank's one of our best dealers here at the lodge. Has Vegas experience, cruise ship experience. He's a magician with the deck, and one of the fastest dealers we have. We got dealers from all over the country, from Vegas, from Boston, from Maryland, from Texas.
Phil Probert asking if does the lodge have any merch. Of course the lodge has merch, Phil. We got hats, t-shirts, sweatshirts, all with the lodge logo on there. And we got many camera angles. We got about, I think we got about 5 or 6 different camera angles. So shout out to our production team who's always, you know, typing in the data and switching the camera angles for you at home.
Yeah, Dave Klaproth, the executive producer of everything we do here at the lodge. We do recorded episodes and live streams and lots of fun. Bet is $30. As Coach will get involved with his 3-5 of clubs on the button.
Coach is tired of folding his hands. He's an active player. He's on the button in position. He says 5-3 suited. That's good enough. Let's play.
We'll be going on for a few hours tonight, so sit back, grab a tasty beverage, and enjoy some poker. Poker night at the lodge, 10-8-6, 2 diamonds. And it looks like Jake way ahead with his Queen Jack. Can't figure that. Another 10 on the turn.
Yeah, so everybody whiffs on this except for Cole with his deuces. Still good here. 2 pairs, 10s, and deuces. And he's going to lead out with the best hand. And I imagine this is just going to take it down right here.
Steven Reisman. Hey, Reisman, we know Steven. He says lodge pajamas. He wants that for Hanukkah, Mike.
Yeah, he definitely does. We got a large tribe of membership in this chat right now. So Hanukkah approaching here on
I think we
Friday.
can have a minion.
Yeah, get your menorahs out and let's light up. Right, Stevie? You like lighting them up. Let's light them up. Phil Nathan says he's going to be down here to smack you all up soon. We know that's not true, Phil. You know you're one of the biggest fishes around here. So when you come down here, you can ship some money my way or to the players at the table, and we'll be happy to see you.
Poker night at the lodge. Lots of cash games going on. Everyone has to wear a mask. Everyone gets their temperature checked. We do our best to clean every table and disinfect when players leave and the new player arrives. So we're doing our part and trying to make it through this situation. A huge tournament coming up in February. If you are a tournament player, $500 buy-in, $200,000 guarantee. February 25th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. 3-day ones, $500 buy-in, $75 paid at the door, and that gets you in the tournament. I think the first place is going to be over 60. 60K, that's a brand new Cadillac to somebody. And we're going to have a $10 bet. Corey looking to raise it up.
Definitely going to be a raise here on the button.
Makes it 60.
Would have liked to see it a little bit, maybe a little bit higher in position on the button, but 60 good enough. Joe, active player as well. Jack 10 suited. He's not going to be going anywhere deep stack with that type of hand.
I like that Jack 10 suited. Jake with Queen 8 suited. Jake likes the action, but he's going to say next hand, as does Jake.
Side's not going anywhere. Side makes the call with the Queen 9. Diamonds. Phil Probert knows that that's the BAM hand. Little inside joke there. Queen 9 was my favorite hand growing up. So we used to play little dollar hands at the side of our school. I'd always went with Queen 9.
Jack, instead of going to algebra class, Jack 5-7 offsuit.
Well, it was really, trying to speak some Spanish. Everybody knows how to speak Spanish, so we were just playing poker.
Looks like Joe with Jack 10 suited in seat 1 is way ahead on this as he flops top pair. 125 is the bet from Corey. He continues his story with Ace King. It looks like there's going to be a raise here now.
I think that was just a call.
Is it? Okay, yeah.
So
calls the buck in a squirt.
Joe's pretty sticky here. He's definitely not going anywhere top pair. I imagine he's going to check this turn. Let's see if Corey can catch up. I'm interested to see if Corey fires another bullet here or just kind of checks behind and try and spike an ace or a king. Checks over the Corey. What's Corey going to do? Pot to 525.
Corey on the button.
I think Corey might just check behind here and try to catch up on the river.
He does. He checks, and we'll go to that river. River doesn't help Corey. Looks to be a 8 of clubs. And Joe's going to win this hand as long as he stays in, and he's reaching for chips.
He's going to fire a bet here, and that's going to do it for Corey. I imagine Corey getting sticky with any type of raise here on the river, so Joe's going to take this one down. Corey getting a little TV time.
230 is the bet.
No really type of misses here on the flop. Maybe like a 6-8 type of hand, open-ended, but even the 8 gets there, beating your ace high. So Corey looks pretty pre-flop, big slick, but I'm going to send that bad boy into the muck. Frank checking his watch, saying, come on, Corey, I know you got ace king. Send it in the muck, man. There you go.
Frank has to be back at the lodge at 5:55 a.m. for his next shift. Right now we're at 8:38 Austin time, so he's going to deal probably till about midnight tonight, go home, sleep for an hour, and get back here for his 5:55 a.m. shift, because we're open 24 hours a day, Mike.
Wow. Come on, Frank needs a little more rest than that. Come on.
People are wanting to know where they can get the Skull Mike shirts. They are on order, coming from Hong Kong.
Don't get our fan base excited, but that might have to be. We're going to have to get that in the production meeting and maybe get those going here soon.
And we're on to the next hand, 5-5 Uncapped here live at the lodge. Saturday night, December the 5th, 2020. And after winning a monster hand, Jake's sitting out a few hands, just saying, you know what, yawning a little bit and say, I think my wife just called me. Maybe I need to cash out.
No, Jake's definitely not going anywhere. There's no need to be so super active and spraying every single pot.
Right.
Get your double up. Poker is a game of patience. Pick your spots to attack. And I'm totally cool with Jake's strategy so far, just kind of sitting pretty, waiting for his time. Meanwhile, Texas Apache here flops top pair. Side with not much of anything. Check, check.
6.
Texas Apache can check no longer. He's going to fire out a little feeler bet here, and that's probably going to do it for Cy. Cy's also a little pretty sticky. He's going to try and peel one. Maybe his ace high is good. Definitely not.
3 outs. Does not come as the boat is for Texas Apache on the 10 on the river.
Tough card there for Cy. If he thought his ace high was good on the turn, now the board pairs 10s and 6s with the ace. I'd like to see a little value bet here, maybe along the lines of $80 from Texas Apache, and maybe try and sucker Cy in the calling with his ace high.
See if you're right again.
He goes for the over bet.
275 it looks like.
I don't see Cy calling this off. Oh, there we go. Max value, well played, Texas Apache.
You know, Cy's basically calling there for a chop, isn't he? I mean, figuring both players have an ace there?
Pretty much, yeah. Although Texas Apache is capable. He's an aggressive player. He likes putting chips into the pot. He could possibly have a king or queen there. It's definitely not out of the question. But well played there. I mean, he got definitely the max value that he could possibly get out of that hand. I like to see Cy kind of lay that one down after with such a large size. And maybe if it was under 100 or so, I can see him calling there. But Texas Apache really showing a lot of aggression with such a large sizing on the river, and gets rewarded for it. So a little misstep there by Cy. I'm sure Philip Nathan loves that. Loves when Cy makes mistakes. But Cy's a good player. He'll be able to bounce back and hopefully win one of his next couple of hands.
Yeah. Normally, on a game like this here at the Lodge, we would have every orbit, we would have a bomb pot. But either they have decided not to play bomb pots or they're going to play a single board bomb pot. We haven't seen anything yet because we've gone around one time already.
I think they elected not to do bomb pots for this one. Maybe in the future streams we're going to be getting some bomb pots going, but we're going to be going without any tonight, I believe.
King, king, queen on the flop.
Hearts there for Cole. Board's paired though. It's such a low flush draw, but we'll see what Cole decides to do here in position on the button.
And we will not be having camera angles on the commentators because we don't want to lose the few viewers that we already have. That's for sure. We don't want them to get scared away by Skull Mike and Slick Rick.
Slick Rick in the Skull in the house Saturday night after Shabbos. For Steve and Phil. I got some other buddies in the chat. They're loving it. They're having a good time. Buckle up, boys. Get comfortable. Watch some poker. Tell your friends. Please like and subscribe to the channel, too, as well. We're trying to grow this viewership. We appreciate your support. Like and subscribe. And watch some of these fine gentlemen. And, of course, beautiful lady, a.k.a. Joan here. Spray that money for your enjoyment.
Uh-oh.
Gets there.
We've got a 9-ball on
the turn. So Texas Apache fills up with the boat, and Cole hits his flush.
Wow.
So, this could get spicy.
Wow, this is going to get very spicy. Texas Apache just figuring out what he can bet to get called. And Cole is going to make the bet of 250. And Texas Apache is just loving life right now.
This is why playing kind of, these low-suited cards is not usually recommended, especially when the board pairs. Maybe if the board wasn't paired, I can understand this firing out, but usually just gets you into trouble.
Texas Apache, he may be a little gun-shy. He just gave all of his chips about 20 minutes ago to Jake. But he's going to make this call, of course.
Yeah, I might have preferred a raise there. We're playing very deep here, try and build a pot here. Maybe Cole has, the ace of hearts, for example, and wants to continue chasing. But now that the fourth heart gets here, it might, give a lifeline now, Cole, to get away there. When you juice that up on the turn, Cole feels pretty confident in his hand, and he's definitely not going away. But so now when Texas Apache fires out a large bet, it's going to do it for Cole. Cole can't really call with just a 4 of hearts.
That was a horrible river for Texas Apache.
Yeah.
He did, because now Cole can't call with a 4 flush.
Action killer for sure. And, of course, any type of, queens, king, queen, 9s, pocket 3s. So many hands beat you. A naked 5 of hearts that, Texas Apache could be holding.
He's got
there.
the worst flush.
Yeah, he's just, Cole likes to get a little Hollywood time, asking for a full count. But I don't see him calling or raising. So he's going to be sending his cards into the muck. But again, if you kind of raise that turn, juice up this pot, you can force some of your opponents to go after that river, try and bluff you off of it, or even get it all in there on the turn. So I think we missed out on some equity. Little do I know, Texas Apache fooled me once there by getting Cy to call him. But looks like Cole is saying, oh, I had you till the river. No, oh, he makes the call. He makes the call with the 4 of hearts.
Wow. Yeah, he doesn't realize.
I don't think he realized he does. Oh, he does realize. Well, that's a dead hand. That's in the muck.
Yeah, he realizes
Pretty
it now.
Loose call there with the 4 high of hearts.
Wow.
And Texas Apache, again, getting that full value there.
And when he turned over his hand, originally he didn't see a heart, so he said, "I'm good." And then he saw, a set of nines makes a boat there for nines over kings, and he loses in a way he didn't think he was going to lose.
Yeah. So a little justice there for Texas Apache. We saw him lose a pretty large pot to Jake there with his 2-pair versus Jake's set. So what goes around comes around, and Texas Apache stacks a pretty nice pot there, getting full value with his boat, nines full of kings. And we're on to the next hand.
Got 25 people in the chat tonight. Thanks for watching. Tell your friends. We're going to be here for a few hours. Grab a tasty beverage and a frozen pizza out of your freezer. Put a Totino's in the oven.
For sure. Stick around. Connected to the big screen. Let us know where you're watching from.
Yeah, that would be fun.
I think Phil is down in Florida. I know Steve's out in South Carolina. Not sure where our buddy Zach Rubenfeld is watching from. Maybe from the New York City area. We got some people in Texas for sure.
Oklahoma.
Toronto.
So here comes the flop. Queen 6-9, 2 hearts. And with the 9, middle pair for Cole. He's way out in front. And Corey is going to make the bet.
Yeah, so we got Corey in this hand. We're not sure what he's holding. Graphics a little off for Corey's hand here, but I imagine he's probably holding the queen. We'll see what happens here. Fires out 30. Cole makes the call. It's back around the side.
Jake
back
now.
around to Jake. Yeah, Jake with just a little gutty, double gutty.
Jake in the big blind there.
A 7 or a jack will make the straight for him.
How is that fair?
He's going to call.
Yeah, easy call there. Side with not much of anything really. But maybe looking to, nope, select the fold. Good fold, not the right time.
We're going to go 3-handed to the turn. Turn is a 7 of hearts, 7 of diamonds. So now the board is straightening. Also,
looks like Jake hit his straight there, right? Jake was holding 10-8, so I believe Jake has just binked his straight here, and he's going to elect to lead on the turn with a bet of 120.
Jake living the dream, binking the gut shot, the gutty.
Yeah, the gutties for the nutties.
120 is the bet over to Corey. Corey will fold.
Corey says my hand is no good and no mas.
Back over to
Cole. This is
Cole.
a tough. Cole's stickies. Cole does not like to fold. So when you have a hand, get the money in. Cole will try and gun you down on the river.
Looks like a king of diamonds, so diamonds do get there, but Cole doesn't have them, and Jake's going to win as long as he stays in. He's going to make another bet here. He says, I don't believe you have diamonds. I'm going to make it 245.
Cole with just a 9, but we've seen Cole make some interesting calls on the river with just a 4 high of hearts. Will he elect to put chips in again from behind? Fooled me once by looking at his cards and then putting the chips in, but he elects to make the fold there, and good for him, because he would have been down another close to $300 there.
And he's going to tip Frank a nice little $5 tip chip.
So Stevie says he's watching from Macau and also Monte Carlo.
Wow.
So he must have the private jet in the backyard on command there. He can just get all around the world real quickly. Let us know how those games are going in Macau and Monte Carlo. We'd like to get out there soon and try and mix it up.
Scotland with 5,200 chips. He's the chip leader right now. And I want to say goodbye to my brother John. He's going to go take off for a while and join us back on in a little while.
Cole picking up a playable hand here. But again, dominated by Texas Apache. We got 9s versus 10s. We have a Kristen Stein sighting in the chat. Always in there to troll her husband Jake, so
love it.
Be easy on him, Kristen. He's playing well tonight. Hasn't made any mistakes.
It's going to be a good Christmas for y'all if he keeps this up. He doubled up.
A couple more presents under the tree.
Cole with the Wayne Gretzky, 9-9. And Texas Apache with 10-10, 20 miles. And Jake with King Jack, 2 over. So everybody's got a little something, something. We don't yet know. And Jake will fold his King Jack. And we'll get a couple folds behind. Scotland will fold his Jack 3. We're going to have a little race here to 200. Cole, little does he know, Texas Apache's got him dominated. 80-20 right now. As long as Texas Apache stays in, he's looking pretty good. Looking at some chips. Definitely not folding here. Just a question if he's going to try to get some answers to his questions here. Put a feeler raise out here.
In position, you can go a number of different ways here. I don't mind just kind of flying this 200, seeing what transpires here on the flop. That's what he elects to do.
Yep.
And we got a pot brewing here over 400 in there. 420. Everybody at home maybe want to, spark up a little bit. Shout out to that. 420 in the pot. And
there's the 9.
Another set here for Cole.
But we got a gut shot straight flush draw for Apache.
Spicy, juicy.
Look at all those outs. 10 outs for Apache.
Let's see what Cole elects to do here.
Amazing. 200. Even though Cole flopped a set, he's only 57% favored to win. Amazing there.
Yeah, still pretty much anybody's hands here. Texas Apache will not be folding here. Will be taking his best shot. Wouldn't even mind a race here, but I think again he's just going to flat the 200.
He's going to call it.
And let's take a turn and see what happens here. Frank's going to get the pot right. Burn and turn. Grip and rip.
Doesn't help anything. 5 of clubs, and now 72% to win is Cole. Still a ton of outs. 9 outs for Texas Apache.
A little over 800 in the pot here. I don't see Cole slowing down. He's probably going to size up. Probably make this bet a little over 500, I imagine. Maybe something along the lines of 575. I kind of like to see a sizing like that. Try to wheel in one of your hearts or somebody kind of drawing behind you. Oh, he checks it.
375 and a quick call.
So a check
Cole.
and a snap. So interesting.
And we'll go to the river. Ooh, there's the heart.
Gets there.
And Texas Apache is going to win this hand as long as he stays in.
Brutal card for Cole. We've seen Cole call light. So it's going to be hard for him to get away from this set here.
Well,
It might just go check here. After Cole kind of check calls the turn here, you might put him on, a Jack, King, or an Ace of Hearts, and that's what it does. It goes check. Set no good. 10 high flush good. And Apache is going to rake in another one. So pretty interesting hand there. Back and forth we go, up and down on the seesaw. And Texas Apache is going to might need a color up soon.
And that hand with the 10 of hearts, he's basically the third nut heart out there. You didn't want to see a value bet there, Mike?
No, I don't mind the check there after getting there. Honestly, it could have gone different ways there. But after Cole kind of checks that to you on the river, I might fire it in there a bet here. We got a Hoff McHoff there in the chat. Welcome, Hoff. And this is definitely all COVID required gear here. If you're in Texas, if you're in the Lodge Poker Club here, you're required to be wearing your masks. The hood is not mandatory. Neither are the sunglasses. But, it's just good for TV. It's good for show. Everybody likes it. Everybody likes to be a little movie star, poker hero. So if you want to put on your hoodie, you want to put on your shades, by all means, go out and get it. Get some, stack some chips, have some fun.
You've been known to play with shades on.
Yeah, I put on some shades here and there. Depends on how I'm feeling.
I don't really get it. I mean, I used to play with sunglasses back in the day when everyone wore them.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Sometimes when I'm kind of dozing off a little bit, I like to put the shades on. That's why you never know your opponents. I don't want to let my opponents see any type of weakness. they know, oh, Mike looks a little tired over there. Maybe this is a good time to attack, and that might be the case.
The snoring is a tell, though.
Yeah, I'm not one to snore. That's only from Stevie Reisman's bedroom. I remember when I was 8, 9 years old, keeping me up at night.
Queen 7 deuce.
That's why I was never such a good test taker. I couldn't get the studying in because Papa Reese was just keeping me up with all those snoring.
With the snoring?
Yeah.
It's a good story. You might as well stick to it.
Yeah.
Queen 7 deuce. Rainbow.
I think we got my buddy Lee in the chat too. Definitely will give a shout out to Lee and Sam, the Nussbound
What did you
crew.
Would you reach out to your 7th grade?
I gotta promote the game here. We gotta grow this channel. So I gotta give a shout out to all the homies tuning in from far and wide. Village Road in the house. We'll give them a shout out here. But let's get back to the poker here. Anybody got a 7? Don't see a 7. Looks like the 5s are still good. 7s and 5s. Corey going for a little value, $1.50. Cole not going anywhere with just Jack 4 of spades.
I think he might be.
So he's got plans for definitely a river barrel if Corey decides to slow down, which I imagine he probably will on the river.
Corey with 2 pair, 7s and 5s.
So let's see what happens here.
There's a jack, and Cole finally hits pay dirt. That's what he's playing for.
Yeah, if Corey checks this over, if you're Cole, you just have to check this down. You have so much showdown value now. Obviously, if that jack doesn't come, then you could fire out a bet. But if Corey checks this to Cole, there's really no need to bet. Suppose Corey's holding, some type of like Queen 10 type of hand. You're just, you're value betting and owning yourself. So Corey taking his time. He knows his 5s aren't good, so if he wants to win this spot, he has to fire out a bet. And Cole's just going to snap him off.
He's going to snap call.
He's going to snap him off. That's just Cole's style. He's going to fire out, I don't know, he's got 300 in his hand, it looks like.
Corey's going to be pretty upset when he sees the jack 4.
Oh, he checks it.
Check.
He checks it.
He felt like something was up, and now Cole, as you said, he's
still. I don't like. He's going for the bet. I don't love it. He's ahead. But what are you getting called by that doesn't have you beat? Right? If Corey's making this call, he has a queen, he has a 7, he has pocket 8s. Well, pocket 8s you beat, but a queen or a 7.
Yeah.
Maybe you target an 8s, 9s, or 10s type of hand for value. But I would just kind of elect to go the safe route there and just kind of check down this river and scoop a nice pot.
How great would it be to see an all-in here from Corey?
Corey hasn't folded yet, so this might actually pay off. I'm always one for going for max ultimate value here. Now, if Corey makes this call, then Cole's going to prove me wrong and get an extra 425. But Corey's going to like to fold it.
Too smart of a player.
Yeah.
Corey, one of the best that we have in the lodge area. We got a lot of great poker players here in.
Oh, I got to give a shout out to Jay Johnson, tuning in from Atlanta. Another one of my buddies. Can't fool me with that Lobby Bobby comment. I see you. Texas Apache. Oh, scary with that hoodie and mask. He's harmless. He's a cool buddy. Likes playing, likes throwing the chips in, likes smoking the hookah. He's a good guy.
Got a tournament going on right now in the lodge, and about 6 or 7 cash games. So if you're in the Austin, Texas area, come on over. Play a little poker. From 6 a.m. to 11 a.m. every day. We do not charge any player access fee. Normally it's a $10 an hour fee that players pay to play here. There is no rake. So, if you play at a rake place, instead here we don't take any rake, but we charge every player $10 an hour. It actually works out pretty good for the players if you think about it. If you get 25 to 35 hands an hour, most casinos are taking a bunch of money off the table each hour in the form of rake.
So pretty juicy pot here brewing already. We got ace king, called by 40, called by ace jack, jack 9,
7s, 8s,
pocket 8s,
4, 5, jack.
Jack comes, so Cole banks top pair. Cy also banks top pair here. Sets don't get there.
Gutty for Coach.
But Joe was the pre-flop aggressor, so he's going to fire out a C-bet. We know Cole's not going anywhere. Maybe he might fire a raise. If Cole kind of flats it, you know, Cy's not going anywhere. So he does elect a C-bet there. It looks like to 170-ish. Cole taking his time.
Cole, who won a hand just a minute ago, is going to call the 170.
Just call, force Jack 5 rainbow. Not worried about too much, but now he's inviting Cy to come in. And Cy's going to see where he's at, and he is not calling. He looks to be making it close to 400. So that's going to do it for Joe. And then we're going to end up going to the turn here, heads up, with Cole and Cy, and that's going to get interesting. So let's see what happens here. Joe, don't see him continuing here unless he wants to get really spicy and try and make an ace and a king on the turn, and that's what he looks like to be doing here. Little does he know that if he binks an ace, he's just crushed the Cole with the ace jack. So I'm not loving this.
People love that ace king.
Yeah, this is when you got to send that ace king into the muck, but you're going to call, and Cole snaps off that. So now we have a pot brewing of about 1,500 here.
Yeah.
And let's see an ace one time on the turn and get some fireworks going. Because if you're Joe and you're calling on this this raise to praying for an ace or a king and you get that ace,
yep,
you're not folding.
Right.
You're just digging yourself more and more into that hole. But let's see what the turn brings us here.
There's a 6.
6.
So now
any type of 2-3 hand gets there. It's definitely in Cole's range. But it goes check, check back to the aggressor on the button. And let's see what Cy elects to do after kind of trying to see where he was at, but gets called by 2 players. Doesn't really love his jack 9 here. Probably doesn't think he's best. And let's see if he's not going anywhere. Reaching for chips.
There's a purple one. First one in play. 625 is the bet.
625. So that's if that didn't send Joe away, that will definitely send him away now. Cole snaps him off with the yellow chip. When you throw in 1 chip and you don't say anything, it's just a call. Oversized chip's just a call. So now we have a pot close to 3K. And let's see what the turn brings.
Deuce of clubs. Kind of a meaningless card because no one's going to be carrying a 3 in their hand, you would think.
And I don't see Cole betting this river. I don't see Cy. I don't see Cy continuing. He checks it down. Check, check. Jack with an ace is good, and chip the money to C2's
wow.
way.
Cole picks up a nice pot. A couple. I see a yellow chip in there, $1,000. I see a purple chip, $500. It's a nice little. Guys making remarks of what the players are doing with gloves, without gloves. Hey, it is what it is. We're in 2020. You know, we had a guy come in a space suit one day with the helmet on, and hey, you got to do what you got to do. We try to keep it as clean as possible here. Everybody gets their temperature checked and before they walk in the door, and everybody must mask up. Haven't seen Joan get into much since the very first couple hands. Love to see Joan get involved. But as you said, patience. Patience is what it's all about.
Yeah, Joan waiting for her time. Joan's one to, if her seat gets a little cold, she might want to do a little seat change. But there's no change in seats on the stream. We did a random seat draw, so she's stuck where she's at, and she's just going to try and wait for better holding.
$50 is the raise from Cy with ace king. Big slick. Corey and Coach will go out. Over to Joe. Joe will make the call. And Cole with deuce 3 suited. 45 to call. After winning a big pot, he's going to make the call with deuce 3, as Joan does too, with king 6 suited. So a lot of players with a lot of different hands here. Cy in the lead with
4 players.
And there goes, deuce 3 of clubs gets there,
wow.
Smashes that flop.
Just as we were saying on the last couple of hands, it was the same type of flop, 4, 5, 6. I said, 2-3 in Cole's range. He also has a gutty to the straight flush draw. Again, a terrible card there for Cole on the turn. He already flopped it. but not much for anything. High cards for everybody else. Joan with the 6, she folds her hand. So Cole's just going to take down a small one, and it could have been a big one.
He's starting to heat up. Cole, after getting coolered a couple hands, is all of a sudden won 3 hands in a row. And again, we're on a delay here, so if you see players watching the program, they're watching about 15, 20 minutes after in history. So they're not seeing their whole cards in live time. We run a 20-minute delay here on this live stream. Coach on the button, Corey and Joe in the blinds, and over to Cole. Cole will fold his hand over to Apache.
My phone is running out of a little bit of juice. I might have to step out of the booth here in a little bit and get a charger. Oh, there's a charger right behind me. I'm going to kind of snag that one. There we go.
And Apache makes the raise. Joan will call the 55. Jake will get out of the way.
Apache with a premium here. The Cowboys, you know what we say about them, or the Kennedy brothers.
The Kennedy brothers don't like them bullets.
That's right. KK. Ace queen suited here from Corey. Small blind here.
Very nice looking hand.
Elects just a flat. I would have liked to seen a 3-bet there from the small blind, but elects to play it slow. It's going to be tough to spike an ace once Jones holding it, but let's see.
Jack, 10.
Spades.
And 2 spades. A royal flush draw, gut shot for Corey. Not often you flop 80% to a royal flush. Apache bets 110. Corey can't fold here.
No, he's not folding, but it's just a rare that you flop something like this. So he's taking his time.
Turn comes.
Whoa.
A king of clubs. I thought it was black.
I thought we had it there too. I was like, no way.
But
so wow. So this is action. Any king. So now you know Corey gets there with Broadway, but now Apache flops kings full.
And you know the king of spades isn't even available, so Corey is drawing dead.
Oh my goodness here. First we thought we binked the royal. Still electing to play it slow. Well, actually, no longer. He leads out here, so he's going to try to see where he's at. So I thought that was a call, but that's a lead-out bet to 250. Now, what does Texas Apache want to do here? We're playing very deep stacked here. Well, Corey only has 1.1 left behind. He likes the min click. It's something along the lines of, 575 would really put him in a tough spot. I don't see him folding it. I'd rather see a raise here. I don't see Corey jamming this river once Apache calls it. But he's going to like to slow play it, see what Corey does on the river here, and let's see what the card brings here.
An ace.
Wow.
So now Corey has a straight, which he may think it definitely improved his hand.
He's not folding. So he's going to looks to be going for value. Pretty tough card there for Corey. So now you know the jam is coming from Texas Apache, and Corey just might be thinking, oh, we're chopping. I've already thrown out, close to $600 in this pot. I got to defend my 600. We're going to be chopping anyway. It's coming back. But no, sir. You are crushed. Texas Apache there thinking of Vegas. The Mirage, right?
Absolutely.
Good. Not scared of nothing. Think about what he's going to do with this extra $1,500 that I'm about to be receiving here. Take my time. When's a good time to jam? What do you guys think? How about now?
If he jams, Corey basically is committed here to this pot, isn't he?
Yeah, you got to rip it in. And there's the raise. It looks to be 700. Snapped off by Corey. Oh, we're chopping? No, we're not. Both.
Wow.
So a big hand there for Texas Apache, looking to scalp all. And what a wet, dirty board there, and a terrible run out there for Corey, thinking that he's probably chopping. If he gets called there, really hard to put him on a hand there, but it's possible, Jack 10, a King Jack, tens, king. So boat's definitely in somebody's range there, but unfortunate run out for Corey, and he's going to be going into his pocket looking to reach for more chips for a little bit of a reload.
Yeah, that was an unfortunate ace on the river to straighten him. He may have been able to get away from it for sure if it wasn't didn't improve his hand on the river. Didn't know he was that far behind. He was drawing dead because the king of spades, the only thing that makes a royal flush, was in Apache's hand.
You know, Lee's asking, are people going to be rocking masks, post-COVID? It's very possible. Some people could use it as to their advantage, maybe covering up some type of mouth tells or their face, and just use COVID as an excuse. So we're going to have to wait and see how that, transpires. Phil asking, does the lodge cater to Torchy's or Valentina's? Shout out to Texas Barbecue. It does not, but we used to have food catered lunch and dinner every day.
Yes.
Before COVID. So hopefully that will, come back and play.
Free, complimentary.
Complimentary once we get a vaccine in place. Things are a little bit more safe. It was kind of a buffet style, so we're kind of pressing the brakes on that for now, but you never know what can happen here in the future.
And then they had Tuesday night Chick-fil-A. We treat our players very well here with the food prior to COVID, and we imagine at some point it will get back to some sort of normalcy. It may not be for a while, but at some point it's going to get back to normal, and we'll have food again here at the lodge. We do allow players to bring their own food or have it turned in. We just don't provide it to the players. Lodge ownership is all about the players. We have, I believe, close to 7,000 members. And with 20 poker tables, we are the largest poker room in the Austin area. Allows us to do so much. We can have a couple tournaments each and every day, which we do. And the big one, February 25th, 6th, 7th, and 8th, $500 buy-in, a $200,000 guarantee. Are you kidding me, Mike?
Yeah, that's big money. That's no joke. I'm going to definitely be getting in the mix there. Hopefully to take it down for all my friends, family, buddies watching in the chat.
Mike, I might get in that.
As you should. Everybody should get in on that. We're going to smash that prize pool, get it close to $250,000. Joan, pocket tens, overpaired to the board. 9-2-9 flop. She elects to check it. Roger, Scotland's finest, fires out a
queen of spades.
That queen's going to slow down Joan again, but I don't see her folding. Let's see if it slows down Scotland. It looks to not. He looks just to be trying to barreling Joan off hands.
10 here would be disastrous for Joan because it would make a straight. Actually, it would be a boat for Joan. I'm sorry. Didn't see the board pair out there. 9-9 queen deuce.
Tough spot for Joan. Any 9 or queen now beats her, but she's not buying what Scotland's finest is selling. And she's going to peel and elect to take a river here. Frank just getting Corey's chips in order there in C9 before we peel out this river card here. So let's see if Scotland goes for the triple barrel if the king doesn't get there. And it does not.
And Joan's going to win this hand.
Joan's going to check it, and it goes. Let's see what happens here. I think Joan checked it, and now, she checks it, and now it's up. Do we have the triple barrel? Remember, a little birdie told me pre-show, I don't care what they have, I'm raising it, but he does not elect for the triple barrel. And Joan, one time for the chat, if you're a fan of Joan, let me see it in the chat there. A really good call there on the flop and turn. And she rakes in a pot over $600, so.
Good for Joan.
Joan's getting it.
Yeah, and Corey in seat 9 just rebought. You see a $500 topper to his stack of black and a couple stacks of green. Looks like he might have bought in for over $3,000 for sure.
Yeah, people came to play tonight. 5-5. We don't usually run super big 5-5 games, but we're trying to get that going steadily here in the future, especially on Saturday night. Saturday Night Poker from Round Rock, the Lodge Poker Club. Like and subscribe to this channel. If you like watching poker, you like listening to Slick Rick and the Skull, we are here for you people.
And when a player rebuys, other players can at that time buy tip chips. You can always give a dealer cash But if you want tip chips, you have to wait for a player to buy in, or you have to buy it in cash. You can't take chips off the table. So Corey with queen 9 calls the 5. Joe with ace 8. Going to be a raise to 45. And Cole with king jack offsuit will make the call. Apache with ace 7 suited will make the call. And over back to Joan with ace 3 offsuit will make the call. Corey with queen 9 will fold it. And we'll go 4 ways to the flop. Flop comes 7, 9, 6. And Joe with an open-ended straight draw, 44% to win, even though Apache flopped middle pair. There's a bet by Joe in the 1 seat with the open-ended straight draw. Looks like he makes it 90. Back over to Cole with the king jack offsuit.
Cole super sticky in position. Says, oh, if I hit a king or a jack, I'm good here, right? Let me peel one. But no, good fold.
Good fold.
Back to Texas Apache. I know Phil is shaking in his little space boots watching in the chat. Frightened by Texas Apache's gear.
Kristen looking out for Joan, wanting to know what Phil's connection is with Joan. He's a fan, Kristen. He's just a fan.
There you go. Easy there, Stevie. Easy there.
And we'll go on to the next one with Joe taking it down. Having some fun here at the lodge.
Kristen Stein, you better send this link out to your friends and family here to support Jake. We need to get some more viewers in this chat. Looking to get over 50. 50 was the goal for tonight, so let's try and get these numbers up. Send it out. Send this link out. Like and subscribe to the channel again. We're going to be streaming every Saturday night here. We're trying to get this going on Saturday nights here, whether it be a tournament, a 1-2, a 2-5, a Big O game, PLO game. We're going to get it going.
Just have to wonder if Kristen picked out Jake's shirt tonight. He's looking very nice with his stylish shirt.
Coach been pretty card dead so far on the stream, and he's here to play, so suited and connected. He's willing to call and hopefully take his best shot. It's been raised to 80 bucks from Cole, late in position again on the cutoff.
Here comes
Cole.
Joan.
Joan is not going nowhere. Ace Jack.
Back over to Jake. He's going to make the call. Jake with the ace 9 suited, and Cy will come along with king 8 offsuit, and Coach will come along with deuce 3 suited. So here comes the flop, king 7 10, and Cy hits top pair, but
checks all the way around.
3. Now Coach has a little piece of it.
Cy will be checking no longer. He's going to fire out a bet.
King 8, 70% chance to win here. Joan with the gutty. She needs a queen or an ace here.
Let's see what Coach decides to do. Try and maybe fish for a 3 or a deuce, but smart fold from behind, way behind.
Back over to Cole with the queen 10. Middle pair. Makes it 150, and Jake's going to go out.
Yeah, a little possible. He's thinking maybe my 10's good after that flop checks around, but maybe he gets away now with ace. I imagine. I don't see Cy betting this river again.
Joan is a little
Checks
upset.
It. No.
Because she would have won the hand with her ace jack.
Cole's not one to check down rivers, so, but he does. 10's no good. Kings are good. Ship the pot to Cy. So another good one there. We've had some decent pots tonight. Every pot's getting up to that, $500 mark, $700 mark, $1,000. We had a couple 2K, 3K pots. So if you like action, if you like watching live poker, you're definitely in the right spot. Even if we might have forced you to be here, but you guys are going to be tuning in. You know you love it.
Absolutely. With all these people that know you as a kid, it reminds me of a story of my son. You know, this was my son's 23, just turned 23 years old. Got a video game console when he was about 8. I walked in on him. You know, what's he playing? I said, "What are you playing?" He said, "I'm playing Pineapple." He had the Texas Hold'em disc in his game console, and he was playing Pineapple at age 8.
Wow.
Doesn't play now, but
thought
that was funny.
Him early, huh, Rick?
I'm playing Pineapple.
Pineapple, just like Texas Hold'em, but you get to see it flop and then discard one of your cards. So you get dealt 3 in the hole. And then if you don't like one, you can just throw that into the muck.
We used to have Pineapple tournaments here at the lodge. They just didn't catch on.
Interesting. Might have been before my time.
Yeah, this is on. They used to play on Monday nights. Now they play Big O and PLO on Monday nights tournaments. Do me a favor. Check the Lodge Poker Club website for everything that goes on here. We have at least 2 tournaments each and every day. Cash games all the time. We're on Poker Atlas now. With you can check how many tables, what's the wait list, who's on the wait list. It's a great app.
Yeah, I'm always checking the list, see who's playing, what games we got running. It's definitely good for the player in the house to keep things in order.
Ace, 6, that's going to slow down everybody's action, as neither player has an ace. Coach needs runner here, as he's way behind Apache. Check.
I like the check back from Apache there. Doesn't like seeing this queen. Let's see if Coach tries to stab at this pot here. Knows he's not going to be winning any pot with 9 high. Checks again, and that's probably going to do it. So good discipline by Coach. Not running too well tonight, but he's staying patient. And really, you only need 1 or 2 big hands to kind of make your night. So he's not going to force things. And Apache keeps getting kind of premium hands, and he's being rewarded. So as you see our chip counts there, Texas Apache our chip leader, 5.5K. A bunch of people behind him, 5.2, 4.8, 3.9, 3.3. So deep stack poker here at the lodge.
Yeah, and Corey's got a lot more chips. I think he just bought in for probably about 3,000. Because I'm looking at 1,000 to 3,000. I'm looking at about 4,000 chips in front of him. So we'll get that updated.
Yeah.
So do we have a straddle going on? It looks like Coach says I'm going to try to force the action. He's at a $10 straddle. Looks like. His $10 bet might be live. The only player at the lodge that can start a straddle is under the gun player. After that, each player after him could straddle as long as the player in front of them straddles. So it has to start with the under the gun player. He's the only person that can straddle here at the lodge. For any amount, he could straddle for his entire stack. $50 now is the bet from Texas Apache, as Jake will make the call on the button with pocket 6s.
Everybody with a hand here. We got 6s, 8s, 10s, Jack 10, King, Queen. So this hand is large already pre-flop. I would have liked to see somebody maybe 3-bet to try and isolate some of the action, and that, just as I say, a coach is going to take care of that. Doesn't want to go, 6-way to a flop with his 8. So I love the raise here.
350 is his raise.
I love the raise. He says, I'm tired of waiting. But everyone's got some decent hands here. So the 10s are going to be making the call, I would suspect. Little does he know one of his 10s is dead in Scotland's hand. I wouldn't even mind seeing a re-raise here by Texas Apache, really putting the heat on Coach and probably scaring away the rest of the field. So Texas Apache has been running good tonight, but that looks to be like a thought we might have been leaning to a fold there. So
pocket 10s is one of the top 10 hands to start your poker hold'em hands. He's going to make the call for sure, I would imagine. It's guys like Jake that I'm wondering with a pocket pair as he's set mining with his 6s.
Well, if Texas Apache kind of smooths this call, it's kind of giving a good price to the players behind. So
Yeah.
now holding a hand like 6s like Jake on the
Oh
button
my
position.
goodness.
Oh my God. So now
Wow, he folded his pocket 10s.
and he's been running so good tonight there, you know. Coach has been so quiet. I guess these players are giving Coach a lot of respect for being so quiet on the stream, but that's a great raise by Coach with his ace. You know, you're rarely ever going to win the pot when if you just smooth call with 8-6 way. So many players just have so many overcards and can outdraw you, and now Jake isn't getting as good of a price as he would have if Apache would have made that call. So tough spot for 6s, tough spot for everybody, and the aggression pre-flop
Wow.
takes it down. So Coach, without even seeing a flop with his 8s, when it could have gone super multi-way there, takes down, wins about, $300 there with the aggression in the raise. So well played there by Coach.
Wow. I
Gotta
don't know
make that
yet.
call. He's got it flat. You're playing 5K behind. Make that call. See what Coach does on the flop.
I mean,
So-
pocket 10s. I mean, you got ace-ace is the best hand in poker, starting hand. King-king, queen-queen, and then maybe ace-king. But right after that, jacks and 10s, right? I mean, you got to figure those are
No
the
chance on folding the 10s
top
there.
5 or 6 starters in
Especially
poker.
when you've been running good. Especially, you're running good. You're feeling good about your game. If you want to win every single chip at this table tonight, you got to make the call there for 10s and take the gloves off and battle for all the glory there. But playing it safe, giving Coach a little bit more credit for the hand he was holding, and that's okay. You only dusted off $60 in that pot, but I like to play a little bit more aggressive than that. But that's my take, and everybody plays poker differently, and that's totally fine. So no problem there with the fold. Again, we got a pot brewing here. It goes 30, call. So, this table doesn't like to fold. Everybody kind of likes to see a flop there, but who's going to be the one that's going to be making it a little bit more expensive and really putting the heat on the other players, making it more pricey to see these flops?
Coach will fold his jack 4. Don't know some of these hands, but we've got some big chip stacks. Cole and Texas Apache a little over 5K. Cy with 3.5K, and Joan has a little bit more than that. She's probably got closer to 900. She's got a stack.
Yeah, it's
greens
close,
and 3.
A little about 9, maybe even close to 1,000 there.
Yeah.
So we're having a little issue here with the card readers here, but that's okay. Everyone checks it around.
5 of hearts. Now there's hearts out there.
Heart's good there. We always see his size cards here. I know Cy doesn't have a heart. Let's see if some type of a bet here. Cole looks to be reaching for chips. Fires out at 75, I believe.
Yeah.
And that might be good enough to take it down after that flop checks through. Apache's gone. Joan is gone. Cy with just ace high is probably going to be heading for the hills. And the aggression takes it, and Cole scoops in a mini pot.
Shows the ace of hearts. Did not show his second card, so we know he was drawn good with that.
See, Reisman says the scroll is not viewable. Is that in terms of the white font, or are you talking about you can't even see it on your monitor there? So please let us know. I know Stevie's not the best guy with vision, so it might be a Steve problem. But let us know. We'll give you the benefit of the doubt. You're a smart man. We appreciate the feedback. Let us know. I know it's a white font. Maybe we can switch it to a black font next time. Any suggestions we'd happy to take and receive to make this viewing better for you.
Yeah. For some reason, I'm watching it on my phone, just checking it out, and I can't see it either. So we'll fix that. This is the first time that we did the scroll tonight. We're seeing it right in front of us, so we know.
I'm watching on my phone and I do see it.
You do?
Yeah.
Oh,
see.
okay. Interesting.
So I don't know.
Interesting. Maybe it's just the
Size of the viewing that you have?
yeah.
It says too low down.
Interesting. Okay. Well, at least you're seeing it.
Yeah, but we definitely want everybody to see it, so we'll try and work on that. Phil0024, not sure who you are, but I appreciate that. Let's get back to the poker here. Jake flops top pair on a rainbow board. Not much anything else for everybody, so I imagine the bet from Jake is probably going to send everybody away.
65 from Jake the Snake, and he's going to take it down.
So Jake's scooping in the little one. Better than losing a big one. Every pot matters. So Jake playing a good game tonight. We saw him double up early off Apache, but Apache has bounced back with some big pots of his own. And I'd say Jake and Apache are kind of setting the tone for this table as we're about an hour and a half into the stream. We're going to be going for another hour and a half. We're doing 3-hour streams. So we're only halfway there. If you're done with your first beverage, maybe it's time to go back to the fridge, the freezer, get a couple more ice cubes, pour out another one, because we're not going nowhere just yet.
Yeah, a little drinking game. Every time you hear the word skull, take a shot.
There you go. All in or scoop, another shot. I like where your head's at.
Have some fun with it. We are having fun. And check out the other recorded episodes. Look under YouTube, Poker Night at the Lodge, and the Lodge Poker Club actually is where you'd find, I think we've got 16, 17 episodes of Poker Night at the Lodge. Started this a few months ago. Do some recorded episodes, some live streams, and having some fun with it. Corey will call the 35 with 9-6 offsuit.
Checking line, heads up.
We got Jake and Cy.
It's a little gutty for Cy here, kind of fishing for an 8. Picks up clubs on the turn, so that's definitely good enough for a bet now, especially after your opponent checks the flop and turn, fires away, and that will do it.
Jake says, I was just playing.
Jake and Cy getting a little buddy-buddy right there. Trying to get a read on each other. Those two are very familiar with each other. They play a lot. Everyone at this table is pretty familiar with each other. So, make that cheddar. That's right, Kristen. Cameron and Luke are definitely proud. Jake's been getting out there on the tournament scene too. Just out in Vegas playing one of those middle states poker tournaments. I believe he's got another one coming up on the schedule. So he's getting out there, getting in the mix, trying to make the Stein family happy, and I know he is. So
Haven't
keep
been
it
to
up.
Vegas since the COVID started. I think I'm going to wait probably till June to try my hand out in Vegas.
That's a while. That's about 6-7 months away.
Yeah. Hopefully by that time. A lot of people will have been vaccinated.
I went out to Vegas in the last July. I played some of the WSOP tournaments. I was out there. It was definitely weird. I was mainly in my hotel room playing.
Yeah.
But that's okay. I still have a good time. So, what do we got cooking here?
Cole with the raise to 40. Joan with the call.
And what's Cole's holdings right here? 7-3 suited. So if it's suited, it's good enough for Cole. Nobody making a pay though. You see, everyone table's playing a little bit passive. The opening bet to 35, 40, whatever it is usually just being called and flatted
King
by
7.
everyone at the table.
King 10-7. And Cole flops middle pair and all of a sudden jumps way in the lead, 55% right now. There's a jack.
Won't be in the lead for long.
Joan jumps ahead with her ace jack.
Cole picks up hearts though and a pair, so
she's going to make it 100. Cole makes it 100.
When you're playing 7-3 suited and you spike a pair and you connect four-way to your suit, you're not going nowhere, especially if you're Cole. So let's see what happens here on the river. Corey deciding here on the button. He's open-ended with his queen, basically drawing dead to a 9 and an ace, getting a decent price, but you got 2 diamonds, 2 hearts out there, so even if you spike your card and it's a harder diamond, you're not feeling too good about yourself. So Joan good with the 7s, ace with the jacks and 10s.
Pressure. Cole putting the pressure on Joan.
Joan's not going anywhere. Joan's not one to be bullied. She's going to make a quick decision.
She does.
She's good.
And Cole's going to show the 7, 10s and 7s, and Joan shows the jacks and 10s. Joan's fan club.
Yeah, they're going to be happy about that. So Joan's fan club, if you're still in this chat, make that make your noise heard. About 9:35 here Central Standard Time, Round Rock, Texas. Lodge Poker Club got some big O PLO games going in front of the feature table. and behind. Lots going on. Everyone having a good time.
Yeah, remind me not to come too early next time. I sat down and lost my lunch money for the week. But, you know, it happens. Sometimes I win, sometimes I lose. But
I came a little early and I made some dinner money.
You made dinner money, I lost lunch money, and all is right with the world. We'll leave and come back another time. $15 is the bet. Now it's up to 40 from Cy. Actually 45. There's Scotland makes a call with ace-queen offsuit. Coach goes out. Back over to Joe with pocket sixes. And he's going to call with the LA Kings hat on. You're a hockey fan, right?
Yes, absolutely.
One time a few years ago, one of the greatest trivia questions ever was name the state. I don't know if it's still true. I doubt it is.
Don't tell me the answer.
Name the state that had the most professional hockey teams in it.
Okay, don't tell me.
It's not true anymore because I'll tell you the reason why.
All right, tell me.
It used to be Texas for about 10 years when they had the minor league hockey in Texas.
Minor league, that doesn't count.
It's professional, bub. It's professional.
NHS.
The players get paid.
Okay.
And they had teams here in Austin and Killeen and Lubbock, in the Rio Grande Valley. I mean, there were like 12 teams in the Texas, in the state of Texas that were playing professional hockey, and that was a great trivia question that used to stump people.
Now I'm trying to think about your question. Let's get rid of this hand first. We got a lot of people in here. Side with top pair with the jacks. Joe misses his set. Middle pair for Coach. Over for Scotland. Middle pair for Jake. So Cy fires out a bet at 175. That should definitely thin the field. It's back on Coach. Steve Reisman says New York. New York, you got the Islanders, the Rangers, the Buffalo Sabres. But if you think about California, you have the Kings, Ducks, San Jose Sharks. So there's three right there as well. So
you got to think minor league too, because Austin has a team. The Austin Stars, the Texas Stars, the minor league hockey team for the Dallas Stars.
Correct.
There's a call from
what is Cole calling with? The Gutty trying to bink a 9 here for a big pot. Interesting. So we're going to be going. Joe makes the call with his 6. Another ambitious call.
There's a 7.
So if you're calling with your 6s and now you pick up a little bit more equity,
5 or a 6 will win it.
Let's see what Cy elects to come with. Pot already at 840. Called in 2 spots. Probably fearing spades as well. So let's see if he bets and gets called. If some of the other players miss their draws, try to represent spades, a possibility. Fires out a big bet. It's going to make it juicy for these players to chase behind.
Looks like 365 is the bet.
Tough spot there for Joe in between these players. Pretty large bet. Doesn't elect to be going nowhere so quick.
Wow.
Makes
He's going to make
call.
the call.
And now
basically dead to a 5 or a 6 here.
Cole thinking he's getting a little bit of a decent price here to just bink a 9 for the Gutty. If he hits this, he's like, oh, I'm going to win a scoop of monster pot. Cole deep enough there with 4.7 behind. I'm not sure about Joe. So very interesting here. Cole's going to think better about it. So now let's see what happens here if there's a blank for Joe.
5 or a 6 would be brutal right here.
I'd like to see Cy maybe set a little bit of a trap.
7.
Spades too. So now, interesting. If you're Cy here, I think you got to check this and just see what Joe does, and then you're going to be put to the test.
There's no way Cy thinks Joe has 6s. No, not a chance.
No.
So he's got to think he might have spades here.
Right.
Or a better jack.
I like to see him check it, and then
it's not going to happen.
He's going to rip it.
All in, and there's no way Joe can call.
pedal to the metal there. He's definitely not calling.
And Cy just. Oh, he
my
made
God.
the call.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Whoa, Max.
Oh
you don't
my
even need-
goodness.
You don't even need to set the trap. Just gets it in.
Cy hated to see the call. He wanted to no part of that call, but ends up stacking Joe, who called with pocket sixes.
And that pot over 4K, close to 4.5K.
Mike, you got. I mean, what could possibly be the thinking there?
Joe just putting Cy on a stone cold bluff. Stone cold bluff, not even the 7, no jacks, no spades. Even the spades get there, so maybe if Cy was bluffing and maybe Cy might have been representing the flush. Sixes is basically beating nothing there, so rough one there for Joe. Really rough there for Joe, and Cy is going to be the beneficiary of a little misstep there by Joe, and he rakes in the biggest pot of the night, 4.5K, and becomes our new chip leader at 6.2K. So props there to Cy getting max value. Definitely worried when he basically got snapped off there on the river, but no sir, Jack 7s with the 10 is good. And you, sir, have won the biggest pot of the night.
Wow. That was a shocker, I think, to Cy. When the call was made, he thought for sure he was beat.
And he's going to need more time to even rack those chips up from that pot. Wowzers.
Let's see what Joe rebuys for. He's huge hand. Uh-oh. Jake wakes up with pocket queens, makes it 55. He's under the gun in early position, makes it 55. Looking very humble there. Saying, uh-oh.
55, just what the doctor ordered there for Cy when he's holding 5-5. So he's going to like to set line after scooping such a nice one. Let's see if anybody comes along from behind. Cole position with any suited cards. He's going to say, okay, sure. And he's coming along.
Joan will go out of the way. So it looks like we'll have 3 players to the flop. Jake way out in front. Ace 9-6. That ace may slow Jake down a little bit.
I think he's going to probably. I'd like to see a C-bet there.
He ain't afraid of no ace. Here comes the C-bet at 90. Over to Cy with pocket 5s, who was set mining, didn't come.
Cole binks a pair. Cole's not one to fold if he can mess with the flop in any type of way, so.
Joe looks like he just rebought for about 1,200.
And Cole is firing in a raise, and that is not what Jake wanted to see. So a nice read here by Cole.
Jake's thinking through things here.
Really, Cole's exactly putting Jake. Jake's been pretty quiet. I'm sure Cole's putting Jake right on a hand such as kings, queens, jacks, something along those lines, and that was a stone cold accurate read. And the aggression with the jack 6 there, a nice play by Cole, pushes Jake out of the pot.
As you can see, the lodge offers a massage service for our players who play. I know, Mike, you like to get a massage occasionally.
Yeah, absolutely. When you're playing a couple 4 or 5 hour session in there, the ladies here at Premier Massage do a good job.
What does it cost to get a massage? $1.50?
$1.50 a minute.
All right.
$1.50 a minute. Nice little rub down on the neck, lower back. Goes a long way, especially when you're up a couple hundred. It never hurts. You're feeling like you're the king of the world. Why not spray a little bit for $1.50 to get a nice little massage? Chat's still taking some of the effects off of that monster hand there. Definitely a hell of a hand there. 4.5K going size away.
I want to say a big thank you to the lodge ownership for making this happen. Poker Night at the Lodge. It's not an inexpensive endeavor. They had to invest in a lot of camera equipment. They're paying a lot for each broadcast, and we appreciate it. They're giving it a shot and are really committed to making Poker Night at the Lodge a huge success. Jack 10-9 on the flop.
27 members in the chat, so we're growing and growing. We appreciate you guys hopping in here. We want you to kind of tune in every time we here do a live stream. Like and subscribe to the channel. There will be more. We are not playing itty bitty small ball poker here. We are thousands and thousands of dollars deep, and we expect to get larger as we go. So definitely some exciting stuff if you're tuning in from home, no matter where you are, East Coast, West Coast, North, South, Antarctica, Australia. We don't care. If you like poker, tune on in and enjoy.
Jack of clubs on the turn, and now Corey way ahead with his ace. 6 of hearts on the river.
So ace high good here. Cy misses his draws, misses it all.
The only way he's going to win is if he makes a bet, and it probably will take it down. He checks.
Corey's going to check. Ace high good.
Ace high is good. As you like to say, sometimes ace high is good in no limit hold'em.
Absolutely. Especially when it goes check, 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 check all the way home.
Frank, the iron dealer in the box, hasn't even moved yet.
Yeah, that's kind of why I bet. I was going to see for all
I mean, like we said, he's going to be back for his 5:55 a.m. shift in the morning, so he's going to get a few hours sleep. We're pushing 9:45 Austin time. We'll go to about 11. Coach, who hasn't really seen enough cards to play, will fold, as does Corey. Back over to Joe, who just had to rebuy. With pocket tens, trying to rebuild that stack. Makes it 60. Cole and Joan will fold. Over to Jake. And Scotland will fold. And we'll go on to the next hand as Joe will take down $20, add it to his stack. On to the next hand.
Wonder where Texas Apache went. And C3 there might be going out there for a little bit of smoke break. He's been gone for a little bit now.
Yeah.
But action will continue with or without him. The game goes on.
Cole will fold. Joan will come along for 10. Over to Jake. Joan with the ace forward offsuit. And Jake wakes up with aces. Here we go.
Aces, but not much of anything from anybody else except for Coach.
Coach
tired of folding, so he's going to just try to hope for some spades, and that's exactly what Jake wanted to see, a loose call there. Now I might have priced Joan in to see it, and she did not fold. So we're going to go three-way.
Uh-oh. Ace 7 king as Joan hits an ace, and Jake flops a set, top set.
Case ace for Jake, and I like to see Jake just check this one. Just check it. But he is not going to check it.
He's going to make a continuation bet.
I'd like to make it very small. But he likes to be going somewhere in the 80 range. That's going to do it from Coach, and I don't see Joan folding. Really tough card there for Joan.
Yeah.
Case ace on the flop. No more aces coming. She's drawing dead on the flop after spiking top pair.
Yeah.
So let's see how Jake can kind of maneuver this pot here as he scratches his bald head.
Joan has closer to 1,200 in front of her.
Kristen getting excited in the chat. Calm down here, Kristen. Let's see how Jake can kind of decipher this pot. He makes it pretty large to 385, putting Joan in a really, really tough spot. Joan with about 1,000 behind. She makes this call. I really see her going, you know, all the way here, but putting Jake on maybe an ace with a larger kicker. Jake's not really one to do this. Well, good now. Well, let's see. Joan trying to channel those inner feelings, all one about the feelings, probably praying, is a 4 coming? If a 4 comes, I'm good. Little does she know the 4 does not help her at all.
Yeah, she's drawn dead.
So Joan
she lets it go.
So Jake goes a little too high there. Kristen getting excited a little too early in the chat. Jake's still winning a decent pot, but could have been much larger maybe if the sizing was a little bit smaller. But hey, winning pots is better than losing pots, and Jake's been winning definitely more so than losing tonight, so Stein family's still excited and happy.
Cy with 6,100.
Jake scratching his bald head. You know it, Christopher, a.k.a. Mr. Clean. Maybe that should be his name on the next stream. Looking nice and shiny tonight. But hey, if you're scooping pots, I can't rip on you too much, especially Jake's a good buddy.
Well, when you flop a set of aces, I don't care what you're wearing on your head. A cap, no hair, an afro.
Yeah.
You are the man.
You are the boss. Cole coming out with 35, K-Jacks.
Did I just see a Jack Lambert jersey just walk by? 58 for the Steelers.
I missed it.
Here comes the flop. Queen 6-5. And Cy with the open ender. Cole with King Jack. There's the bet from Cy, 55. Coach will go out. And back over to Cole, and he'll fold. So Cy will take this one down with an open ender. Win a small pot, and on to the next one.
Uncle Chris in the house. Okay, it all makes sense now. Okay. Kristen, try and settle down a little bit when Jake flops, you know, those set of aces. Can't get too excited too early. Gotta keep it cool. Keep it cool, calm, and collected.
Uncle Chris just cracking on Jake's dome. My goodness. The family dinner table must be a lot of fun at that house.
Yeah. Jake's one to always cook a nice good brisket, too. So you can grill it up.
I'm going to have to get invited over, man. Jake, I thought Jake and I were friends.
I can put in a good word for you.
Please do. Especially if he's going to walk out of here with a couple of those purple chips.
Easy, don't jinx him just yet. We still got a good hour, 10 minutes left to go on the stream. Anything can happen in any moment, especially when you're set mining with a set of fours. So maybe we see a 4, 6, 7 flop here, and who knows what could happen.
Cole dances with 5-8 suited. He makes it 90.
Looks like Cy's making it 90 with the big slick. Cole with ace 5 is going to have a decision to make.
Yeah, Cy made it.
Yeah.
Cy made it 90. Cole with the 8-5 suit. There we go. And he'll make the call. And Jake will come along with his pocket fours, looking to set mine, the sailboats. And here comes the flop. Deuce, deuce, 7.
Pretty good flop there for fours. Cy was the aggressor here pre, so I imagine it goes check, check. It's going to go back around the side. Let's see what type of c-bet he comes with. Pot's at 280, maybe goes something along the lines of 175. Maybe I think he made it 150, 125.
Yes, there is no massage in the booth. That could be coming. 150 is the bet from Cy, and Cole just snaps off the call.
Steve, if you want to pay for a massage, I could probably get the ladies in here, get the massage chair, and I think I can commentate and get a massage at the same time. So we might need to look into that for the next stream. Anything's possible. 125, 150 there. So
this be a great call, and Jake does come along.
Easy call, Rick. Come
he
on.
smells something.
That's a favorable board there for fours there. So not one to be betting, but one you can definitely use as a, you know, pick off some bluff catcher. Gonna check it again.
10, still way ahead, 70% if he stays in the hand, and he's gonna check.
Oh, it's three-way, so Cole's still in here too.
Yeah.
So Cole peels with.
Here comes the river. It's the queen, and Jake doesn't realize it, but he's the winner here if he stays in. $400 is the bet by Cole. He just Played it the whole way with this for this play.
For this play at all. And this puts Jake in a really, really tough spot, stuck in the middle between the pre-flop aggressor who can connect with that queen. Very, very tough spot here. Jake's probably going to send these fours into the muck. And
well, he's done this to Jake before. A large bet on the river.
It's really, if you're heads up, I can understand calling this off with your fours, believing you have the best hand. But when you're stuck in the middle between such of these big stacks, you open yourself up to a lot of things by just kind of smooth calling there. So he sends his fours in the muck. That's going to do it for
Show
side.
the bluffs. Show the bluff, Cole.
Ooh.
Show the 8 high.
So he does not show the bluff. He just sends it in the muck. But we do have the stream going in the room here on about a 15 to 20 minute delay. So in about 15 to 20 minutes or so, Jake will be able to see that Cole was just kind of punking him there. But really aggressive line there. And the big kahunas there by Cole, going into 2 people bluffing with their ace high there. So, 8 high, sorry, not ace high.
8 high.
8 high.
8 high like a boss.
8 high like a boss.
Cole needs to, there you go. Bring that mask up over your nose, please.
Philip Nathan saying side the donk. Apparently so there, folding ace high when ace high was the Nutter Butters. And that is the Lampert jersey. That
Lambert,
is,
yeah.
That's our boy Hammer there, dealer Hammer there walking from behind. It's a good thing he's not on, his face isn't on the camera because he's not the most beautiful looking guy there. So we'll just look at the jersey. We'll let him walk on by.
Only guy I know who players love it when he abuses them. He gets away with it because they just love, I call him Willy Wonka. He gives chocolate out to nearly everyone he sees.
I could use one of those little chocolate sticks that he hands out. Those are pretty yummy and delicious.
40 is the bet.
24 people in the chat. Thanks for joining us. We're still trying to get up to at least 40 or 50. So spread the word to your friends, family. Post this link out on the interwebs for us. Trying to get some more viewers. Grow the channel.
8-10 deuce, and Jake flops top pair, and there's a flush draw from Scotland.
Yep, so top pair there for Jake. Kristen, settle down. The hand's not over yet. Okay, calm down.
Jake's going to certainly make this call with top pair, 75. So now it looks like we'll go 3 ways.
Yeah, don't see Scotland going obviously nowhere.
Queen of diamonds, and Cole all of a sudden has a diamond draw. Jake's still in the lead.
Pretty wet board, and again, Jake's stuck in the middle. Let's see what Cole elects to decide to do. So he's got the flush draw, and he's got a 9 gutty for the straight. So we know Cole's not going nowhere. A 9 would be disastrous for Jake. And Scotland's finest here with the spade. So he likes to take a free card, and we're going to go to the river. It looks black. Could be a spade, and there it is. So trips for Jake. Brutal card there for Jake. Can probably pin his opponent on spades. And just what we saw last hand here, Cole elects to fire out. Misses his diamonds. Going to try and represent spades.
It's not going to work this time.
This is brutal. Jake's not going to let this one go. He's probably going to just flat, and then I'd imagine, you know, Scotland's definitely not folding, but let's see if he's going to elect to raise. You know, the boat gets there, the ace-high spades get there, so you're worried about a couple hands if you're in Scotland's position here, but he's raising.
He's going to raise it up, and Jake does not like the sound of that, and Cole definitely doesn't like the sound of it because he had nothing.
750. Cole snap folds, and now it's only another 450 to Jake. That's what I was saying. Really tough spot when you're stuck in the middle of some aggressive players there. He makes the call, and he's going to see the bad news. So tough one there for Jake. Ship 750 over to Scotland's way, but still in the green on the session. Nothing you can really do. A brutal river card there for Jake. Thinking maybe my trip 10s are good. But no, sir. Scotland's finest rakes in a nice spot. It's been pretty patient, waiting for his times to strike. And that was definitely a perfect time and a fortunate river for him as he scoops in the pot close to 2K.
Yeah, that was a brutal river for Jake.
Yeah, tough spot. He's shaking it off. It hurts. But that's poker, baby. So he's still got a decent stack there. Just got to shake that off. Can't win every hand, and a fortunate card there for Scotland. Frank's going to shuffle him up, and we're going to bounce right into another hand. So live stream tonight, Lodge Poker Club, right off I-35 here in Round Rock. Like and subscribe to our channel. 10 o'clock here Central Standard Time. Thank you for joining us. And look at the Apache back from his half-hour break. Who knows where he's been?
Maybe he walked to Whataburger and got a burger.
Whataburger, robbed a bank, God knows what, with those shades, hoodie, mask. God knows. But Scotland getting rewarded for his nice play there, getting the Wayne Gretzky's. Joan with ace-queen, just kind of flats. Again, Joan doesn't like to raise a lot pre with her premium hands. I know, a little unconventional. But she'll call raises. And she's not folding her ace-queen here pre, definitely not. So we're going to see a flop here. Side's not going to be folding with the 6-7 getting a good price. So we're going to probably see a flop three-way here with some pretty decent hands. All of the red variety. But only diamonds there for size. So let's see what happens.
3 players.
Joan spikes the ace. Imagine he's going to check. Side's probably going to check. Scotland's probably going to fire out a C-bet. No, but Joan leads out. And when Joan leads out, Scotland knows that his 9s are no good when there's an ace and a king. So Joan's going to take it down. I wouldn't mind Joan checking that there, kind of letting the pre-flop aggressor fire out a bet and then maybe coming over the top with the check raise. But Joan does not want to wait. She connects with the flop. She's going to fire out. So good hand, Joan. Maybe missing out on a little bit of value, but still takes down a nice pot. Scotland gets away from his 9s. And we're going to go into the next one. So pretty entertaining stream so far. A lot of action. Couple, 3K, 4K, almost 5K pots here. So that's what 5-5 no limit poker can do. Anybody can bet any dollar amount at any time. And these pots can grow at a rapid pace. So buckle up again, get cozy. You're watching on your phone, iPad. You can watch from anywhere in the house, on the plane, at a restaurant. Wherever you are, we appreciate you tuning in. Coach, Jack 9 suited, basically the best hand he's seen almost the whole night on this stream. So
yeah.
He's coming along.
He's very patient.
Jake's rail is growing in the chat. Team Jake. As soon as they pop in, he loses a juicy one there, so we're going to need to rebound. Going to have to hear your cheers a little bit louder.
Straddle 15.
And we're going to continue on. Saturday, December 5th. My goodness. Time goes by rather quickly. Jake looking on lookalikes. He's putting on the $15 straddle here, so the straddle is on. Scotland trying to attack the straddle. Makes it 45 or 55. Makes it 45 with the Jack 9 suited. Good enough. Coach doesn't look to be going nowhere. He's going to flat as well, so clubs are covered there. 3-2, Jack 9 seems to be only what Coach is getting. 3-2 suited. So a club flop here would definitely be juicy and exciting and rough shape for Coach, but Apache picking up a nice hand. He's not going nowhere. He'll call.
He's going to raise it up.
No, he's just calling.
Is he 40,
Yeah.
45?
He's just calling. Scotland, Jake straddled 15 and Scotland raised at 45. So we're going 5-way. Already over $200 in this pot.
3 queen jack, 2 hearts. And Texas Apache flops a gutty.
Gutty, backdoor hearts.
Scotland with the middle pair.
And Scotland open up the raising, but 5-way he's going to like to see another card.
There's
And
a
he
9.
banks the 9, so 2 pair for Scotland. King 10 gets there, but after nobody bets that flop, you got to be checks around it. You got to feel pretty strong in your holdings here. You cannot check any longer. Like to see a nice, decent, juicy bet here. Makes it rather on the smaller side to makes it 90. And coach says, okay, maybe my three's good here. Maybe I got plans for a river play here, depending on what Scotland's going to do. But Texas Apache now open-ended, drawing to the nuts if a king comes, getting a decent price, so he's not going nowhere. So he's going to make a call for 90 as well. That will do it for Joan. That will do it for Jake, and we're going to see a river three-way. Bye-bye, Joan. Bye-bye, Jake. And we got a river here with a pot ballooning to $500. Could be a spicy one depending on what card peels. 3 of diamonds blank, but not a blank for Coach. Getting that good price. Coach finally makes a hand here, and a brutal card there for Scotland with 2 pair. Apache misses. Let's see. We'll get the hopefully we can get the camera on Scotland. We'll see what happens when we get some chips in the pot. Well, the camera's on Apache because he hasn't folded yet, so he's going to elect to bluff at this one. Very interesting here.
175.
He comes with what did he come with? 175? And a great fold there by Scotland. Stuck in the middle. He's just going to get snapped off by Coach with the trip threes. Really good spot there by Scotland, realizing that his 2 pair was no longer good. I think maybe, you know, any type of queen there also kind of counterfeits your 2 pair. You know, king, queen, now you have queens and threes with a jack. So
Coach,
good spot.
who's had deuce 3 a couple times and tried to make it work. This time he does make it work. He's been patient and finally gets paid off with a nice Christmas-looking pot. Lots of greens and reds.
Yeah, so Coach gets rewarded there for sticking around with just a 3 there. Scotland gave him a decent price to chase. Just binks that river. Trying to gain a little bit of momentum now by scooping a nice spot. Been relatively quiet so far, but stream's still got a good 45 minutes to go. I'm sure these players will be playing long into the night, maybe the wee hours of the morning as well.
You think you'll get involved in this after the stream?
Probably not, Rick. I think we have some more production work to be doing. Maybe another recording for a tournament video that we had last week.
Ah, that's right.
We shall see. We shall see. So threes were going around.
There's a $100 bet from Cole. Texas Apache will decide whether he wants to get involved with his queen deuce of hearts. And Coach has pocket queens. The ladies! Jake looks down, ace 3, and will toss it in.
So, wow. Coach really slow. Oh my God, Sai's got kings here too.
Oh my goodness.
And everybody, where's the, where is those? So they're all slow playing.
All in now.
Oh my God.
Coach is going to find out the bad news.
Sai opened the action to 20. Coach was setting the trap from the get-go. Cole blasted to 100. So Nicole, oh my goodness. So, wowzers.
Coach just binked a 3 to get a lot of those chips, and now he's got...
Cole's, Sai's definitely not folding. I know Sai was a little upset when he folded his aces on the stream when we had our 2-5 stream. And he's been, you know, he's up on the evening. I imagine Sai's just going to snap this off. It's rather the line that we've taken here is pretty weird. It goes 20-20, 100, 320.
There's the call.
Yeah, so a relatively quick call, as I suspected here. They're kind of talking if they want to do anything, maybe go once or twice here, make a deal.
You say, what do you have? I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you have?
2
times.
They're going to go twice.
2 full boards.
I'm sure Coach thought he was way in the lead. I'm not sure what the table talk was, but Sai's not going nowhere.
There's the king.
Window. So this one's locked up.
Looks good for the first one. There's a 10. So Sai's going to win the first round.
Oh,
And there's the
brutal.
queen, and
Brutal.
that didn't want to see that.
Brutal card there for Coach, now drawing to the case queen. One outer, basically. Unreal.
He might think he has that top one if they haven't told each
Yeah.
other what they
Maybe
had.
10,
Uh-oh.
10. No,
Nope.
that's a scooper.
And Coach, who binked a queen on the river in the top board,
Wow.
might have thought he was good, but looks at the bad news and sees the Cowboys. And Coach might be our first casualty here as he leaves. I don't know if he's coming back.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. I might take a peek at this table here and try and see if we can get another player here. So I'm going to be back in one quick second. Rick, you're going to take this solo for a second.
Sure.
And kind of take a peek out there.
We hope you all have been enjoying Poker Night at the Lodge, the live stream. We're going to have another live stream this Thursday night. I'm sorry, yeah, this Thursday night. There'll be a Big O live stream, probably around the same time, 8 o'clock. So keep an eye out for that. We'll also have some more episodes coming out of our recorded episodes. So we really appreciate you being part of Poker Night at the Lodge, presented by America's Card Room. If you play online, give America's Card Room a shot for your action. If you find yourself in the Austin area, we're located off of I-35, exit 251 in Round Rock. Right off I-35, so literally the access road you can see from our front door. And there's a big Whataburger in our parking lot. That is the shopping center we're in. 1401 South I-35 in Round Rock. And we'll see.
I'm back in the mix.
You're back in.
And we will have a player coming into that seat shortly. So Coach has been scalped. And the Kings are going around again, it looks like. So moving from one seat to another.
Joan will fold.
Shout out to Sharon in the chat. I know she's a Lodge member and likes playing here on a weekly basis. So we're happy to see you in the chat. Thanks for tuning in.
So where did Steven Reisman get the name Skinny Rick? No, that's not my nickname.
Slick Rick.
Slick Rick.
Slick Rick. Get it right.
Come on, Steven.
Get it right.
This is no time to make jokes about my the amount of weight I carry around. I'm a 54-year-old man. I can't be called skinny. Slick, yes. Skinny, no. Come on.
So Scotland's Kings dodging the bullets. Overpaired to the board, rainbow board, feeling pretty confident with his holdings here. Fires out a C-bet to 130. And we'll get no action.
Saturday night poker. Poker night at the Lodge. It's fun. I enjoy doing it. Like I said, I'm not an expert like Skull Mike. I enjoy playing. I'm more of an enthusiast than someone who makes his living off this game. But I've been playing for, I guess, since I was 16 years old, so if I'm 54, that's a very long time. Longer than you've been alive, Skull Mike. But I enjoy the game. I deal here once a week on Sunday mornings usually. Tomorrow morning I'm not, but it's a lot of fun. Looks like we've got a straddle. Corey is going to straddle with the 10. We haven't seen many straddles tonight.
No, Jake's usually one to straddle it up. Joan usually never straddles. Corey's not one for straddles. So it's usually player dependent. But we don't really need the straddles in this game for the juicy action. It's been happening regardless. It's a really unfortunate spot there for Coach. Probably just shipping in there with the queens. Really had no holdings all night, minus picking that 3 on the river, and says, let's go right now. Drop off the gloves and play for it all with the queens. But
he had just gotten a lot of those chips when he binked a 3 on the river.
Walks right into Sai's trap, and now Sai has a mountain of chips there, as you can see in the 6th seat there. Might need a color up, a mountain of reds, greens.
Jake on the button raises up with Jack 10 offsuit. Makes it 80.
I like the raise there from Jake, kind of taking the aggression, taking the lead here, pre-flop.
Corey with a little bit better makes the call with Queen Jack offsuit.
Jack 10, a lot of playabilities depending on what the flop brings. But still, again, action table here. Nobody really wants to fold. Nobody really is holding such a premium holding. Joan coming along with one of the page out of coach's book with 3-2 suited, or maybe even Cole's book. So as you can see, and as you've been watching at home, these players like to play no matter what 2 cards are dealt their way.
Oh,
and
3-3
like
Jack.
King City. And this could be tough news for Corey and Jake here. So Jake kind of taking the aggression. I imagine Joe's not going to slow play this. There's clubs out here. We're 5 way. So I imagine Joe's going to fire out a pretty large bet. And that's going to sound the alarm bells for Jake. And she's reaching. She's not slow playing.
Flops trips.
She's
and
reaching.
bets looks like 175.
Nice sizing there. I thought she was probably going to go a little larger. And this is alarming news for Jake. He's going to peel one, maybe put her on a jack. And Corey, what's Corey going to do here? 175 was really good sizing there by Jones. Still, I would have preferred a check. You know, probably Jake's going to c-bet that, and then Corey would have come along.
There's the call by Corey.
Let's see what happens here. Maybe a club might scare Joan away from betting. So Joan looking pretty, sitting calm, cool, collected here. The boys probably a little worried, Jake and Corey respectively, but let's see.
There's the club.
So the club gets there and brings some outs to the other players. Now, if you're sitting in Joan's seat, you might be, you know, thinking maybe one of these guys got the clubs, right? So not the card Joan wanted to see. She's going to check it, and now let's see what Jake decides to do. I wouldn't mind checking behind here, getting a free card, trying to peel, improve your hand here, but he's
going to get away from this.
No, there's no bet here, so there's no bet.
But I don't know if he can
even
make
if
a
he
bet
bets,
here.
if he bets big, I don't see Joan folding. She doesn't love it. Jake taking his time. I don't like the bet. I would have preferred just checking it. You still have some showdown value. You're going up against 2 tough opponents, but let's see what kind of sizing he goes with, because I don't see Joan folding. Joan's going to be in the tank for
like 345,
something along those lines. That's probably going to do it for Corey. Quick fold. Joan
flopping trips will make the call.
Joan with a quick call. I thought Joan would take a little bit more time, try to channel her inner feelings, but she's a tough one. She checks dark.
Checks dark.
Dark checks. So only a club will save Jake, and doesn't get there. So Joan has his hand locked up.
And she's not going anywhere. No. She's got about 900 behind.
No, she's committed now. So I hope Jake can recognize that. Still has some decent showdown value with the jacks. Tried to make his move there on the turn and did not get Joan off her hand. I don't see any bet of any sizing getting Joan to fold. She has roughly about 1,000 behind. Pot over 1,000 to 1.6, so definitely enough for a pot-sized jam. But it's not going to get through, Jake. So you got to cut your losses right now. Realize that. Maybe hope and pray that you're chopping with your hand like jacks and threes with the queen. Maybe Joan has a weaker jack like a jack 9, jack 8, and you're chopping, getting your money back. But even a hand like jack queen that Joan might have now has you beat. If Joan has a flush, she has you beat. If Joan has a 3, she has you beat. So there's a lot of the hands that we just went through together here on the stream has you beat. So are you going to try and rep one of those hands? Probably not. You probably would have ripped it in a lot sooner now. You're in the tank. You're thinking about what you're going to want to do. So I would imagine here that Jake is just going to eventually find his way to a check, and he's going to be disgusted. And there he does. And he's probably going to rip his cards in real quick, right into the mug, right into Frank. Boom. So snap. Laser reads from the booth. Laser reads from the booth. We know our boy Jakey and Joan inside and out. And well played there by Joan.
getting a good price to come along there after, you know, 4 players behind her call for, I don't know what it was, $80 pre-flop. I mean, suited connectors, even though it was 3-2, you might as well just see a flop, see what happens, and then boom, Pink City. And you get rewarded with the pot. That was close to over $1,500 there. So well played, Joan. Unfortunate fair for Jake, but pretty interesting hand.
Wow. And Jake is telling Cy, I thought I was good there.
So we're up to 30 people in the chat, and that's what we'd love to see here. Again, we're trying to get, our goal was 50 tonight, so we're still a little bit below our goal. Like and subscribe to the channel if you're liking what you're hearing, liking what you're watching. We really appreciate it. Damn 2-3 is right.
Looks like we got a new player
every time.
Do you know the 8 seat?
I don't know the 8 seat's name, but he's been around the block around here. I played with him before. He's definitely one for action and one that's similar to a lot of these players at the table. Definitely on the looser side. He hasn't been around a lot recently, maybe playing in some other clubs around town, but he's one for the Austin poker scene. So he's definitely not a new first-time member. He's been here before. Getting a massage from one of the ladies, $1.50 a minute.
Better not cover up his scanner with the chips. We might have to go out there and tell him. Joan will fold her 5-7 steak sauce hand.
Again, if you're watching this stream as well, this Tuesday the Lodge is having a special tournament at 7 p.m. The free roll is going to be a toy drive. So a Toys for Tots drive. If you donate an unwrapped toy, you get an extra 5,000 of tourney chips, 1 free hour of play, and you get an extra raffle ticket to win a couple of some really cool gear. So come on in Tuesday night, play the free roll. It's ballooning. The prize pool is getting about like 15K almost.
Yeah,
the
winner walked away, I believe, last Tuesday with $4,900. So it's a fabulous time, and what a great cause. I believe they're going to do all sorts of promotions, but bring a toy. We're doing Toys for Tots. Bring a unwrapped toy, new toy. Don't bring something from your kid's closet.
Yeah, some of the prizes include, you know, we get massages, you got free gym memberships, house cleaning things to go, gift cards, tons of other prizes. So unwrapped toy, you get some raffle tickets, and it's all for a great cause. And you can also walk out of here with close to $5,000 if you play in that Tuesday night free roll tournament. So lots to look forward to.
Yeah, it's a fun tournament. Lots of people buy in. You can add on and rebuy chips and up until the break, and then it's a freeze out after that. But it's we get a lot of add-ons and rebuys there on the Tuesday night free roll. One of the most popular tournaments we run here. It's crazy in here on Tuesday nights. Can you imagine a free roll with a winner walking out of here with $4,900, Mike?
No,
it's crazy.
Insane.
You could literally walk in. There's I think it's $25 is what it costs you, and you get, I believe, 12,000 in chips.
So flop comes 10-4 deuce here. Rainbow, Scotland with bottom pair. Middle pair there for Jake. So let's see if Jake can rebound. His stack has taken a little bit of a hit with a couple coolers for him. Unfortunate spots, but our new buddy here, Han, coming along there with just Jack-9. So as I said, he's not one to shy away. He's one for action.
Han, last name is Solo.
Han Solo, because he's probably the only one who would make that call with Jack-9.
Here comes the turn. 3 of spades. Here's 3-4. Jake with a pair of 4s is still with a 77% chance to win.
4 way to go. You never believe that your 4 is good here. So he's just going to check it. He's going to check over the Scotland, and he's hoping to make a 2 or a jack, but it looks to be a 6.
Jake's going to win this hand as long as he stays in.
But Han says, I never hit my jack or a 9, so I'm just going to rep whatever here. Maybe try and rep a 5, backdoor 5. And he's not going to put in a little bet, an itty-bitty bet, and everybody snap folds. And looks like
Yep, Scotland folds, and Hahn will win his first pot of the night, sitting in now in the coach's seat.
Welcome to the stream, Hahn. Jack high. Okay, let's lead out and go after bluffing to 4 people. Not a recommended a line to write down and maybe practice on your own at home. I wouldn't recommend it, but it works here in this circumstance, and Hahn scoops in his first hand of the night.
And it's about 10:25 in the evening here in Austin, Texas, and we're about 30 minutes away from maybe closing down this live stream. Rick Epstein along with Mike the Skull Reisman. We really appreciate y'all tuning in.
Yeah, I know somebody had mentioned that you can't see the scroll box on the bottom, but it basically just says welcome to the show, like and subscribe to the channel. And if you're watching at home and you're interested in playing any live stream game, shoot us an email at skullmikepoker@gmail.com. Again, that's skullmikepoker@gmail.com. And I'll get you in the mix here. Again, we're going to be having 1-2 games, 2-5 games, 5-5, 5-10 tournaments. So a little bit something for everybody. And if you want to play and see yourself here on the YouTube channel, just give me a shout and we'll make it work. So a lot of people interested in this hand here, as you see on the left side of your screen.
Cole.
We are 7-handed right now.
Cole raises to 220.
And Cole juices it up, and we're not sure with the mystery holding here. But still, Jake with a premium ace-queen here. And Jake's tired of taking a couple shots to the chin here. So if it goes, if Apache decides to flat here and get frisky, and same with Joan, if I'm in Jake's shoes, I'm just ripping my whole stack in. Honestly, I'm squeezing with my ace-queen and taking my best shot for a double-up. I'm going to go big or go home, or go into my wallet maybe for a rebuy. So let's see what happens here. If it goes fold, I imagine Jake might probably going to take the safer line and just flat. But Joan's coming along here, so now Jake has a decision.
Joan ain't afraid. Joan
definitely ain't afraid. And does he rip it in? Let's go, Jake.
Oh, my goodness.
That's what I'm talking about, though. That's what I'm talking about. That's the correct play. He says, enough of this crap. Let's go after it and get it.
His wife, Kristen, back home is biting her nails right now.
I know we got a bunch of the Stein family here in the chat, and they're going to have to sweat this one out. We're not sure what Cole has king fours, but he's going nowhere. And I don't see Joan calling off her whole stack with ace-10. So this play, this aggression pre, is going to make Jake dead. So Jake just scoops up a $500 pot right there. So well played, Jake. The correct play there. If you flat there and take the passive line, you're opening up yourself to go to a flop 3-4 way potentially. And it's going to be a lot harder to win that pot. So Jake repping a large hand. He had the best hand. And the chips go to the deserving spot. So a good play there.
Jake gives a few tip chips to Frank. Very generous of him to do that. Chip count right now, Cy with 8,000, Scotland 5,400, Apache with 4,800, Cole 4,500, and as you see, on down. So we got a bunch of chips on the table, well over 25,000 in chips in play. Not too bad for a little poker club in Austin, Texas.
Definitely not. Absolutely
Round Rock,
not.
Texas, I should say.
Yeah. We're here to play tonight. We're here to mix it up. Everybody doing a good job here.
Jake's got that spring in his step again after getting touched up by Joan with the trip 3 hand.
Scooped up a good $500-600 there. So
Scotland with pocket sevens.
Scotland with the sevens here. Cole with ace-jack. Flop comes king 6-6. Nobody's got either of those.
Scotland with pocket sevens, though.
Yep, still ahead.
Not too bad of a flop for pocket sevens. There's an 8.
Not the greatest flop, 4-way. Anything that connects with the board has you beat. Joe comes out in the lead here. So Joe's been pretty quiet after calling off Cy there on him with his 6s earlier on. Round
Scotland
Rick.
will fold.
Round
Yeah.
Rick, that's a good one there. Slick one there by Steve. Round Rick from Round Rock. I like it.
And Cole with the ace jack.
Cole so sticky. Doesn't want to fold any hand here. Apache in the lead there with the eights.
He does not want to fold. He's never seen a hand he doesn't like. 3 of clubs on the river. Clubs do come through. Cole with the ace of clubs could take a stab at it with the dry ace. But doesn't. And Apache will show the bad news to Cole and will take down that $270. And we're on to the next hand.
Yep, table still full, 9-handed. Side back in his seat after taking a little short break. $10:30 Central Time.
I also want to thank Jermaine for helping out tonight on the broadcast.
Yep, Jermaine
Punching the
in charge of the camera angles and the camera screens.
punching the camera angles, and of course Dave Claffroth for everything he does. And he's got some powerful equipment back here to make all this happen. Joan looks down at Heinz 57. Will make the fold. Over to Jake. Jake will make the call. Don't know what he has, but he'll call. And there's a raise by Scotland to $20. Hahn with queen 4 of diamonds will make the call. Corey folds his 3 deuce suited. Over to Jake. Jake will not fold a flop. He loves to see the flops. Over to Cole with ace 3 offsuit. He'll fold. Back to Jake, who'll make the call. So we'll go 5-way to the flop. Frank will give us a flop. Looks like deuce 4-9, 2 diamonds. And Hahn has 2 diamonds. Cole with a wheel draw.
2 diamonds and a pair for Hahn, so that's definitely a flop that he likes. Scotland's going to fire out 55, and Hahn's not going nowhere.
Hahn's got to earn enough to pay for the massage he's getting. And Joe, back in play on the button, will make the call. And here comes Cole, of course, with the wheel draw. Jake will drop out and let these guys go to the turn. There's the turn, 8 of hearts.
So we'll see. Scotland was the aggressor on the flop here. We're not quite sure what he's holding. Everyone else kind of fishing for their hands here to kind of make a made hand. Cole looks like to be going for a blocker type bet here.
Makes it 160 to go.
Pretty expensive blocker type bet. Will he get Scotland out of the way? We're still not sure what he's holding, and he was the one on the gas on the flop.
Scotland wearing a painter's mask.
N90 for sure.
Nothing's getting through that, even air. Don't know how he's breathing right now.
And he is grabbing some raisin chips. It looks like he got a few of blacks. So there's a new price to play.
Looks like 325 is the new bet.
That's why I don't really love that bet there by Cole. He's fishing to try for a 5 for the wheel.
Han Solo is going to come along.
If he just checks, he probably could have seen a river for cheaper, but
Han Solo says if I hit a diamond, I'm going to win a big pot here.
diamond or a 4, maybe even a queen. Who knows what Scotland has, but now just Cole made it more expensive for him to.
He's going to quickly make the call. And 3 players to the
1.3
to the river. Ooh, a diamond here. A diamond 5 would be beautiful.
10.
10. So Han whiffs. He's got a pair of 4s.
Cole whiffs as well.
Just don't know what Scotland has.
He's got stronger than a 4, I can tell you that much. I'm guaranteed.
But will Cole make a play. He does.
And a yellow chip has made it onto the scene here. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is a $1,000 river bluff.
With one flick of the hand.
Ace high. The line a little bit suspicious.
And Scotland, we don't know what Scotland. Did Scotland fold?
No, you see, has his chips hidden a little bit by the side. He did fold.
He did fold. Okay.
He snap folded. So the bluff gets through. You never know. We're still not sure what Scotland had. Maybe he was on diamonds himself. But Cole, with a pretty aggressive line there, misses the wheel, fires out a little sunshine, the yellow chip.
Drops the hydrogen bomb, the yellow chip from the sky.
From the sky.
Came from the ceiling.
Drops it from the sun all the way down to the Lodge Poker Club at table 11. $1,000 says, if you have a better hand, let's see it, let's play. Nobody elects to do so.
All right, what's the largest bet that you made? Not called. What's the largest bet you made here at the Lodge?
The Lodge?
And all in probably for
thousands and thousands of dollars.
Thousands and thousands of dollars.
Larger than that. Probably close to 5.
Nice.
Yeah. Game's pretty big here. Sometimes that's just the play you got to make if you want to be in there to win it with the goods or not. Can't be scared. And that could be perhaps our America's Card Room hand of the night. We want to give a shout out to them, our title sponsor as well.
Yeah.
If you like playing online poker, check them out. Download the software, America's Card Room. I used to play on there a lot. I still do from time to time if I'm not playing at the Lodge.
Looks like somebody in the next table behind Frank got a little steak there from Outback Steakhouse. Trying to cut a steak with a plastic knife is no fun, Mike. Get him some silverware, please.
Yeah, okay, can we get some silverware to table 13, please? Or maybe
table 14, yeah.
The meatloaf, Ma. Never know.
I never know what she's doing back there. What is she doing?
We need a sharp knife. We want it now. Still a little shook there on that bluff there. That's definitely the bluff of the night. $1,000 sunshine.
Cole's got some chops here.
Definitely got some balls of steel. He's not afraid. Let's see who else is not afraid here. I'm sure that's not going to be the last bluff of the night. It wasn't the first. It won't be the last. And we're here to play. I hope Cy kind of wakes up. Cy wins that big hand off a coach and then goes for a little smoke break, goes into hibernation. Like, wake up, Cy. You're on the stream. You're here to play. If Philip Nathan's in the chat, he's going to be needling you even more here. So, Phil, if you're out there from Toronto, I want to hear you. Our boy Cy is gone to bed. But still here, we got poker to be played here. 9-5, jack flop, 2 diamonds. Nobody with any diamonds. Nobody with a jack.
Joe with middle pair. Bluffs. Pair of 9s. There's a deuce. And Han all of a sudden has a pair. Actually 2 pair with deuces and 5s. And Han, well, it's not showing. It looks like he has deuces and 5s. Am I missing something there? Board is jack 5-9 deuce.
Yeah, deuces
and
5.
And Han has deuces and 5s, but he's only an 11% favorite. He's got 2 pair right now.
Yeah, Joe just has, yeah, so our graphics a little off there. Maybe not have taken into account the turn card yet. That's okay. Pot's a little off here too. So we're a little behind on this hand. It's fine. No biggie.
Looks like the bet is a raise as Apache made it 85 and now Han re-raises and he'll take it down with his deuce 5, 2 pair. Who says deuce 5 can't win a hand?
I'm not afraid. Me too. He's going to get in there and get in the mix. Unfortunate for him there. Binks 2 pair, good enough. Takes it down. So we're going to get these graphics out of the way. We got our blinds posted for the next hand. We are going to be firing another one up here. Side with the straddle. So just as we're telling him to wake up a little bit, Alexa put on the straddle. I mean, thank God for once. About time. Title sponsor. Philip Nathan asking about our title sponsor. It is America's Card Room. You can play on, a lot of Canadians play on them. Americans, all people all over the world play online poker. They got a bunch of different tournaments and cash tables at America's Card Room. So, side with the straddle on there. Our graphics still a little bit old from the last hand, so disregard those. We'll try and take this one on the fly here. Side with the straddle, and got a lot of action here. We're going to be going 6-way or 5-way to the flop, and the flop looks pretty similar to our last hand.
Deuce 5-9, almost the exact same flop. $100 is the bet. Nice little black chip out there from none other than Cole. By far the biggest aggressor of the night is Cole. He's making some plays out of left field. And very, very impressive, aggressive plays by Cole tonight. And he'll take another pot down. And we're on to the next one.
So Joe's been a little bit quiet there in C1 after calling off his chips with the 6s. We like to see him get a little bit more active. Same with Texas Apache, who got off to a hot start early on in the stream. And he's kind of slowed down a little bit. But Cole, Jake, Han driving the action. Scotland as well. Haven't heard much from Corey there in seat 9. So
yeah,
it's kind of spreading around. Everyone's kind of taking their turn. Usually what happens at the poker table. But let's see who's going to be the most steady and consistent for the rest of the stream here as we're kind of winding down. Got about 20-30 more minutes or so live here from the Lodge in Round Rock. And just as we start talking about Joe, he wakes up with the 8s, the Snowman, the Eric Lindros, whatever you want to call it. And he's
Swan.
juicing it up. Yeah, he's making it 80 bucks to go. And this raise is going to, it sounds real strong. Just as we mentioned, Joe's been real quiet, and if you're real quiet and then all of a sudden you fire out 80, you mean business, and you have a hand. But Cy, who's been crushing skulls and taking names all night, says, all right, I'll see your 80. Let's see what you do now. You're going to call me off with 6s again? Maybe that's what Cy's thinking here, but he's got a decent hand. Ace-Jack suited, could have gone for the 3-bet. Plays it slow. 8 still ahead on this 5-6-5 flop.
Hans flops the gutter. A gutty hit an 8 here. He's going to win another big pot. He's not afraid to put it in with any 2 cards as Joe makes the big bet, 225.
It's a good bet for 8s there, and it's a good board for 8s as well. And Joe only has about 700 or so, 600 behind, so he says let's go. He's not going nowhere. Even if he was raised there, he's sticking his chips in as we've seen before. So good hand there by Joe. Best hand wins, 8s and 5s. Good for a decent pot.
We'll go on to the next hand.
Patrick Kane, that is right. Shout out to those Blackhawks. My girlfriend Nina would be very disappointed in me if I did not give a shout out to the Blackhawks. And I love me some Patty Kane, so I should have thought about that one off the flop. I went a little old school with the 88 Lindros, and I hate Eric Lindros.
Well,
hate the Flyers. Hate everybody who's in the division of the New York Islanders. New York Islanders or everyone else can just, you know, screw themselves.
The 80s were a good decade for the Islanders.
Damn right.
Then what happened?
We got to the Eastern Conference Finals last season, Rick. A lot further than you grew in. So
they still playing at the Nassau Coliseum?
Show some respect. We are still playing at the Nassau Coliseum, but we have a new arena in the making that should be ready for the 2021-2022 season. So
didn't Julius the Irving play in the Nassau Coliseum for the New Jersey Nets?
That is accurate. That's accurate.
New York Nets back in the day? Wow, that's an old Coliseum.
I hate the Toronto Maple Leafs, so as well Nathan saying I love the Blackhawks. I know you're in Toronto, and I hate the Maple Leafs. So take that, Phil. And Han spiking trips here. Let's get back to the poker. As much as we love hockey here, Han Binks trips there, getting a nice little head rub, head massage. What a world Han is living in right now. Full rub down. He's not even worried about his kicker. 10s are good. And you get some action there by Looked like Jake folded. I think he's.
Yeah, it's
Sai.
just Sai. Sai and Han.
We're not quite sure what Sai is holding here, but
They just have Cole in there because he's always in there. He's a fixture there.
that's right.
The graphics hasn't caught up yet. And Han is loving life here as he flopped
so
trips.
Graphics a little off on this one. It might even be wrong there for Han. Not quite sure here. We're just going to have to take this one on the fly and see what happens. But what counts is that we have two interested parties here, and we have a pot growing. So strap your seatbelts on, ladies and gentlemen at home.
230 is the bet and the call from Han.
Sai looking a little concerned, a little perplexed. You can see so in his facial expressions. Han still loving life, doesn't worry. Even if he loses this pot, life is still good when you're getting a head massage like that.
Uh-oh. A queen. That means Sai hit his straight, right?
I believe so. If the graphics are correct. I know Jake folded his king 3, so if the graphics are correct here, then that is definitely the situation. And a brutal run out for Han. Let's see the sizing that Sai is going with. Han's just going to snap this off. He's not folding.
A runner straight.
Clubs get there too, so pretty gross run out for Han, but snaps it off.
Quick call, and he's
Boom.
going to see the
Ship
bad
it.
news.
Ship it over the Sai. Philip's probably running around in his house butt naked, one of Sai's biggest fanboys.
Nice.
And Sai running hot. Sai definitely our big winner so far on the stream. What a luck box indeed. Just gets there, bink, bink. And a brutal run out for a new player. Sai is just crushing everybody who comes into that seat. That there's still some of the coach's blood splatter in that seat from the scalping of the kings versus queens. And now Han flops trips and this gets gunned down on the turn and river by a runner for a straight for Sai. And can Sai just please get a color up? I mean,
He loves to have all those
for,
chips in front of
for
him.
God's sakes, he's already looking. He's like on Jake's lap with these chips. Get a color up. Maybe get out a yellow chip of your own, some purple chips for the fans at home. Everybody loves the purples and the yellow chips.
The cage is going to need to request.
Yeah.
They're running out of red chips over there.
Nobody wants to see a pyramid full of reds. I mean, come on.
Got Alex saying, "Go Bruins." That's my team. I was born in Boston.
Alex has probably had too many Coronas on the couch. He doesn't know his stuff.
I was at the Blackhawks Bruins Stanley Cup Game 4, I believe, in 2014. Yeah.
And finally, Sai looks to be going the color up route, right? Got him in the rack. Please. Come on.
He's having quite a night, Sai is. Joe with King 7 suited hasn't been in the pot recently.
Kristen asking what Sai bought in for. I believe it was $5K. So, I'm not exactly sure what he's got behind right now, but he hasn't lost many big ones.
Well, each stack of
He's got a full row.
green is
full row of
500.
blacks, so that's it's 2K right there in the front with his blacks.
And then he's got about 6 stacks of green, so he's got 5K right there, not to mention the rows upon rows of red chips.
So,
Maybe more. He's
6-5
doing well.
deuce flop here. Apache's open-ended with some overs there. Han leading out here with his 8-6. Joe's going to get out of the way. Texas Apache been relatively quiet. Still, he also got a 5K in front of him. He flops open-ended with some overs. He's not going anywhere. Can easily even fire in a raise here. Put the heat on Han the short stack, but Han likes putting chips into the pot. I don't mind the flat here. I like it. Look at Cole snapping his neck there. My goodness. Sent chills down my body. I thought I just might have broken a bone myself just watching that. But he's still breathing. He's still alive. And so is Texas Apache in this hand. And Sai fired in the raise on the button with the mystery hand. So he doesn't even have time to go for the color up. He's got 1,000 ready for the color up. And he fires in a raise.
Apache with the open ender. Han.
Top pair with the 6s, and what does Sai have? I think he's got too many chips in front of him that he can't even get his cards over the card reader.
9. He's got 4,500 in red, plus another 2,000 in black, 6,500, and probably another 2,000 in red.
45. He doesn't have 45 in green. 45.
Yeah, 4,500 in green.
Yeah. So he's running hot. Definitely our big winner here. Probably up about 4K on the stream. In the future here, we'll try and get some of the cumulative winnings up for the night here. That'd be a nice little image for our fans at home here, trying to see what the players have won and lost on the night. I know I'd love to see that, so hopefully we can get that in the mix here soon. But Han snap calls that raise, and if you're Texas Apache, you're getting a good price to call and see a turn. You're still drawing to the nuts. If a 9 peels here, so you can't fold. Let's see what the turn brings. King of clubs, so clubs get there here. Han has a 6 of clubs, who has a prayer. Tough spot here if it goes check, check all the way around, and Syrup's another one. Han's going to have a really tough choice with only about, 400 behind or so. So it doesn't look, I don't see side checking. He's got all these chips. He's been feeling good, running good. He might even have the goods here. We're not quite sure. And he's going to fire in a bet of 300, basically putting Han all in. Trying to stick the dagger right through his skull. Already have wounded him, probably chopped off an arm and a leg from Han. And Han says, I've had enough. If you got it, you got it. I'm all in. Texas Apache laid down his open-ender, and Sai's not going anywhere for an extra $50. So let's see what happens here. Han's going to have to show first, going all in. Ace of diamonds. Jack 7 of clubs. So he had the flush. Raises the overs and the flush draw on the flop, and just bink, gets there on the turn. So this is Sai's world, and we're all just living in it. Gets a color up for $1,000. He's got $1,000 on the way, folks.
No, they just brought it to him. And now he's ready for another color up as Han Solo is going to rebuy.
So he's close to over 10K. I don't think I've ever seen Sai run this good ever at the lodge, so definitely a Luckbox City USA situation going on here tonight. The hot seat, he cannot be stopped. Jake coming back to the table, probably getting word from his wife Kristen that Sai is on a stone cold heater here. Does that make sense? Stone cold heater? Can you be on a stone cold heater?
Is Jake rocking the cufflinks?
Jake's coming in.
He's got some serious cuffs tonight.
He's coming in, trying to make a statement with his attire. Usually tries to make a statement with his Jordans or his ball cast, but tonight he's stepping it up a notch. So here we got our chip counts. Nice to see here. 9.4K and growing, probably over 10K now. Almost has everybody out chipped double. So let's see if Sai still, chooses to be aggressive here and try and bully some people around here with such a large and commanding stack. Definitely something he can consider doing. Unreal.
For those in the chat, worrying about the Boston market and that they won't have a championship anytime soon. I think with all the championships they've won in the last 10, 15 years, they can go a few years without having a championship.
Yeah,
Boston is quite content with all the Patriots and Bruins, Celtics, and Red Sox championships in the 2000s. Trust me.
Alex T talking about hoping the window's still open with Bergeron. That's definitely correct. Bergeron is a solid captain of the Bruins, and he's an all-around player. So as long as he's around, the Bruins have a chance at being competitive and contending for a Stanley Cup. So you are correct, sir. But we have Joe with the 5s, and you never know what Joe's going to do with these middling pairs. He might call you all the way down to the river with overs and wet boards to maneuver through. But he's in there like swimwear with his speed limit 55s.
And I think I just saw that Jake is wearing a Bellagio mask. He must have got that when he was out in Vegas.
Perhaps, yeah.
That's look at the B. There you go.
There you go. Laser reads and eagle eye there from Slick Rick in the booth.
110 is the bet from Bellagio Jake.
Bellagio Jake. Jake just went out to a tournament in Vegas. He was playing at the Venetian. It was over $1,000 buy-in. I believe he fired one bullet and made it all the way to day 2 and probably finished about 50 out of 1,000. So he about 3 or 4x his money. So Jake's one to be
I always like that story with you and him in the parking lot in San Antonio on a tournament.
That's right.
Where you forced him back in.
Absolutely. I said, you know, we were going in there for one more bullet. If it wasn't for me, maybe I probably owed about $5K in commissions. Jake and his family have been good enough to me, hosting some barbecues and some home games, so they owe me nothing. They're all good in my book. And Han here firing out a large bit on the river with just queens and sevens, and it's the best hand, so good on him for recognizing that he's in the lead here, and he's going for max value on the river. And Joe hates folding any type of pair on the river, but he makes the correct read there and lays down his fives and saves himself $315.
And Jake was in that too. We don't know what he had, but obviously he didn't like it, so he tossed it away, and now we'll go on to the next one. Coming up to the end of this, we're pushing 11 o'clock now.
Apologize about the graphics sharing. Sometimes it kind of goes ins and out throughout the stream here. Got a lot of pieces to maneuver here, a lot going on in the booth, the card readers. So coming up close to 11, the game will kind of be dying out on the stream here shortly, but I'm sure the players will be playing on. If you're liking it and enjoying it, we're going to get these players back on here in the future. So hopefully you pick a fan favorite, kind of root them on here for later games. Let's see if we can get some fireworks here to kind of end the stream with a bang. Not a limp party. Joan limps with the J's. The Jiggities, one of the jacks is dead in Texas Apache's hands. I would have liked to see Joan fire a raise there, but as we mentioned, Joan doesn't really like to the pre-flop raises.
Han likes his pocket fives. He makes it 75.
Side juiced it up to 75 with his king-queen off, and Han just kind of flied it behind. Joe with the mystery hands coming along too. So, all right, we're building up a pot here. You know, Joan's not going anywhere trying to spike one of those case jacks.
The case jack. And so Frank will give us a flop. Ace, king, six, two clubs. And Cy flops top pair, a middle pair, kings. Joan can't like that. Two overs. There were pocket jacks. Seven of clubs on the turn. We know Joan is still in this hand. We believe she has jacks, but she's not being shown, so the graphics are a little off. She's probably going to fold it here with two overs and clubs out there.
Taking her time here, but I imagine she's going to send these cards to the monk.
I want to remind everybody to follow us and share this, and go to the Lodge Poker Club website, lodgepokerclub.com. Check out all the information you could possibly want to know about the club. 175 is called. And we'll go to the river. River is a three of hearts. And we're going to see what's going on. Joe and Cy are still in this hand. Joe will be first to act, and he'll make the bet, a rather sizable one, $300. And Cy, with all the chips in the world, is going to, well, thought he was going to make the call. He does.
Let's see if he's good. Ace, he's not good.
Ace.
So Joe gets a little bit of money back there, and Cy takes a mini hit when he's won enough money tonight. Steve and Sharon look to be signing out here shortly. We thank you guys for tuning in. Hopefully see you guys around in the future. I'm sure we will. Phil, when you come down, I better have a seat for you. You know I will, buddy. Just give me the heads up. I know you're locked down in Canada. Bring your buddy from Canada, too. All your boys. We can have a Canadian special night. Frank in the Box is from Vancouver, British Columbia. I believe Joe might be Canadian, too, in seat one. So I'll have an all-Canada night for you, buddy. I know a lot of people in Canada, so I'll have them kind of pop into the stream. You let me know. It's been too long. You're due for a lodge visit.
Yeah, thanks everybody for joining us tonight. It's been a lot of fun. We'll go for a few more minutes here. Pushing 11 p.m. Austin time, which is in the Central Time Zone. $60 is the bet now from Han. Joe and Cole will fold, as does Apache. Back over to Cy, who'll make the call. Scotland goes out, so it's going to be heads up once again between Han and Cy. Flop comes King 5-8, all diamonds, and Cy with the ace of diamonds, drawing to the nuts. And he's going to make a $75 bet. Quick call from Han. Heads up to the turn. There's the diamond, so Cy has the nuts here. Nut flush.
Cy running real good tonight. Cy just calling off there. Cy just calling off on that last hand with just a king. The only step up of the night here. He's going to set the trap for Han, and Han just reloaded with chips, and he's going to take the bait. Rep a big ace here. Cy doing his best acting gig here, kind of decide if he wants to juice it up now or kind of smooth call and maybe continue this trap for the river.
Take him along. Take him along. Just call here.
I mean, they're deep. They're deep. He could be targeting the queen of diamonds. But I think it's pretty polarizing if he makes the raise there now, so he elects the flat.
I like it. I like it.
I like it as well here. Let's see what happens. Board doesn't pair. Stone cold nuts. No straight flushes out there. Nothing can beat Cy's holdings.
Dude, what do you do? Do you check here
I check
again?
it again. If you're not raising that turn here, I check again, and then I don't like it. I don't like it.
It's gonna make it.
If you're gonna bet this, I would have bet the.
Yeah.
I would have bet. I would have bet the. I would have re-raised the turn.
Yeah, because there's no way he can call.
Right. So
he can make a bet to try to win it with a bluff, but he can't call.
I thought that was Cy's plan by flatting the turn pit there, but elects to lead down the river and probably loses out on a little bit of extra money there if Han elected to fire that river. But nonetheless, it's still Cy's night. He cannot be stopped this evening, and the stream will be wrapping up here shortly, and Cy is going to be the big winner of the night here. As we look at our cumulative winnings, this is what I wanted to see all night here. Far and away, our big winner at 4.5K. Han, or taking, well, that's actually Han and Coach, so
yes,
you got to keep that in mind. Han hasn't been here for that long. It's Han/Coach. But that seed has just been crushed, and it's been going all of Cy's ways. So a couple of our statistics here for aggression frequency, pre-flop raising. All these things are great to see as we continue on with our stream here. Chip count, 9.3, might even be a little bit higher than that.
Well over 25,000 chips on the table.
And we have a bet there by Cole in the 2 seat on the button to $100. No takers.
That'll do it. We want to thank everybody for being part of Poker Night at the Lodge. We'll see you next time at Poker Night at the Lodge.